some of the players in that team. Look at the talent some of these players have. Kudus can score a goal out of nothing. Semenyo can do same. Inaki Williams, yes, on his day, could always, surprise you in games. So we have quality. Obviously, would have more quality than Chad. But these games outcore potential banana skins. Coach obviously hasn't had a lot of time to be with the players and all. We are just hoping that they go into that game and deliver. Having said that, Nathan, we'll wait and see what the travel arrangements are, especially for their return.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have to come back now at the earliest possible time and start preparing for the Mali clash, which would possibly decide or tilt the balance of this group, regardless of how things go. And the Stars will know that their work is well cut out for them. Certainly not playing against an Eric Shell side, but they play against a Tom Saintfiet side. Saintfiet himself has his own issues with Ghana. We all know. And so, 2 games coming up for the Stars. We just hope they get enough preparations and get into the right frame of mind and deliver. Qualifying for the World Cup is something that a lot of Ghanaians are looking forward to. They cannot afford to disappoint, especially with all the things that they have been given. Okay, all the support they have received from the state and all. We wish them well. We just hope that they do not, we don't see that Black Stars that lost to Niger. We don't see that Black Stars that lost to Sudan. We want to see the Black Stars that give Ghanaians a lot of confidence when they played against Madagascar and Morocco. Yeah. So we wish them well.
Okay.
And we'll see how far they go.
Kelvin, you are at the Accra Sports Stadium. What did you make of day one of training? Before you continue, though, listeners, you can send in your thoughts on the Black Stars 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. That's the WhatsApp number. If you have any comments on the Black Stars, you can send them in. Did you go to watch the training session? If yes, what did you observe? If no, what are you expecting from the team? They fly to Chad today. Okay, we'll get to some of these messages later. These ones are more of the transfer kind, so we'll get to them later. But if you are listening to us and you have a thought on the Black Stars, 054-257-1061. Today they hold another training session and then they fly to Chad afterwards. That game is on Thursday 1 p.m. Ghana time. That's when the Black Stars will play. Kelvin, let me bring you in.
Well, the training started at around 5 p.m. 12 players. They all came fully pumped up. As usual, the cheers came out for Benjamin Asari. Every time he decides to step, onto the Accra Sports Stadium pitch to begin his trainings with the Black Stars, you just realize that, yes, each and every other fan is, heavily pumped up, and he would always throw an arm in the air or show, his 2 fingers to appreciate the support. Likewise, Jordan Ayew, Gideon Mensah gave same. Some fans, Joseph Annan, yes, the former West Ham United goalkeeper, he also had, some support from a section of people who were around, more like some family members and friends to throw their weight behind them. Antoine Semenyo, as usual, very cool, calm, collected with his headset on, walked, down the tunnel into the dressing room area and then onto the pitch to begin. So they started with the warm-up, the stretches, and Gideon Mensah, participated in that. But when it got to the ball work, that was when Gideon had to sit out. So we wanted to confirm from the medical team why Gideon sat out, but we couldn't get too close because we couldn't get onto the pitch. We're expecting some sort of media interaction after the training session, but we were not allowed that. So, the few opportunities that we had was when we had to, steal those quickly, get those interviews with Semenyo and then Steven Appiah for that. But you look at the entire training session and everyone seemed to be very much serious. Ibrahim Suleimana, Adete, Kamaldeen Suleimana, Ibrahim Osman, Jordan Ayew, Jerry Afriye, Antoine Semenyo, Elisha Owusu, Gideon Mensah, and the two goalkeepers. You could clearly see everyone was ready for it, and it wasn't more like it was even a training session. And John Pencil had to join. He had to join with the ball work because they needed an extra member. So it was heavily supervised by Desmond Ofer, who had to, do a lot more of the work with the team, as Otoado, Winfrey Schaefer, and then some other technical areas. There was this white guy, I think he's a video analyst, and then a couple of other video analysts were also on the side that this one will come down the touchline, speak to him, and have some interaction. When Fresh Schaefer continued his interaction with Benjamin Asari, he watched on closely as Fatah Dauda worked with the two sets of the goalkeepers. So it was quite interesting to see, Semenyo and the likes very much pumped up, and I think it was very much good. And just like I said, if you go back to watch or look at the Ghana Football Association video of the first training session that they posted about 7 hours ago, there's this part, I don't know, the one who edited decided to leave a portion where Otoado was clearly sending out the message to the team that this is a very important, time for us. So everyone has to be, put on his A game to ensure that the team is successful. Yes, the medics were just present, making sure that each and every other player was in good shape. Dr. Prince Pambo, very much watching closely, had a couple of interactions with some of them, and it was good to see. You could realize that each and every player was very much at it, with the exception of Gideon, who was down the touchline and sat out during the training. So it was good enough. I think positive, good atmosphere. You listen to Steven Appiah and he says, yes, he sees it from the body language of the players. They want to do it. Anthony Bafo decided to speak off camera, but, he was very much happy with, especially the players who decided to report, for the first day's training session. A couple of others could have joined. I don't know the sort of, excuses that they give in failing to turn up very early for training, but credit to those who made it and then were present at the Accra Sports Stadium for the training. So it was cool, it was fine, and just when they finished, so even before they finished, we saw the Black Stars Management Committee chairperson Dr. Randy Abbey there, but before him, Steven Appiah, who is the vice, was already around, and with I think about 10 minutes before the training ended, he had to move because he said he had to go and then sort out a few things. That was when we managed to get that interview from him. The vice president of the Ghana Football Association was also with the president of the FA, chief of staff, Asec, Mr. Alex Asante, Yao Pofuankra, NSA. So Otto caught him on the side and was having an interaction with him. I'm sure it's about, a lot more work on the pitch before Monday's games, and they invited, Frank Boahen into the conversation, where I think Otto was expressing, some concerns about the pitch. Maybe by Monday, they may want it to a certain level, which that he thinks would be ideal and good for the team. And also the National Supporters Union turn up in their numbers, to come and support, as well as other Ghanaians who were very much interested in seeing the team. The numbers were not, overly impressive as you'd want to see, with the exception of the fans, who came in their numbers clad in their red, gold, green. So as you can see, the training, the video posted by the FA there, Babunsu. Yes, I forgot to mention his name. He was also bringing with lots of confidence. This was the part where Otoado was sending a message to them.
I think I know where it is.
Yes, you may not hear it properly, but if you listen, you may be able to.
Yeah, let's see if our listeners will be able to hear that part of the video.
Of our life.
Yeah, so that was Otuado. So you could hear.
So he said, "This is the game of our lives."
This is a game of our
So
lives.
when you watch the video and then you lip read, you can just at least get what he was saying with the rest of it. But when you listen on radio, you can only hear that part is very clear. This is a game of our lives.
And it says a game that will change our lives. Not only our lives, but
exactly the lives of many to come. Many generations and the team. So it was, as you can see, Desmond very much.
And for our viewers or listeners, you can find, we are sharing the videos on our stream. You can find that as well on our stream on Facebook.
So that was Desmond giving the instructions, and then the supporters union there letting us, have what is at stake. Jerry Afriye, everyone in there. So it was a cool training session. At least for day one, you can see all smiles from the players. The intensity was great, and I think I loved it. It got to a point, John Pencil had to just show them that yes. Once a top footballer, always a top footballer. His passing, his movement. I'm like, John, he's still active. He can play like I'm 30 solid minutes.
Do you want to worry the man?
So yeah, it was good to see, everyone hand on deck, everyone involved. And Nathan, I think I would want to say this. I don't know about Raymond, I don't know about you, but one player,
Michael Asabod is also on the line.
One player that I think I want to applaud, or two players. Jordan, maybe in the past he made an error with that, hospital thing, that the excuse. With Lucozade, Kawawa's favorite picture.
Yes. The series and cream crackers.
But after that, he's very consistent. He arrives very early when national team call-ups are made. Same with Antoine Semenyo.
Yeah.
He comes in early.
Semenyo, I've noticed that a lot.
He comes in
Antoine.
early. He played on Saturday. The other players who played on Saturday, they are not here, but Semenyo is here. He played against Tottenham Hotspur, which his side won by a goal to 0. Jordan also played on Saturday when Isak scored that fantastic goal, that brilliant finish. But they are all around just to make sure that they quickly get into the groove. And I think that is the sign of what you want to see from a national team. Just when you are called, you make sure you turn up. We saw the France video, which I gave Fly. I don't know if he's downloaded it. The players, whether you played on Sunday, you played on Monday, fine. Their transportation system is better than all. But I think that
for our listeners and viewers, you can find the snippets of
Osman Dembele, the likes, the goalkeeper Chevalier, Desiree Doué, that is Theo Hernandez, his brother Lucas Hernandez, with their outfits, the captain Kylian Mbappe, Thuram there, yes, and then Upamecano, it was great, and that is Mike Maignan, the goalkeeper. So almost all the players, as you can see, this guy, the youngster from PSG, and then Manu Kone, and then Benjamin Pavard looking like he's wearing a parachute. Just look at that, and then that is Samba, and then that is Aurelien Tchouameni, and then that's from PSG Bakola, and then Jukunde, yes, and then that is Thuram, and then that is Olise, yes, Michael Olise. So.
This drip,
So and I like it. So, but back to the Black Stars. So when you see players coming in, and luckily a lot of them also arrived last night. A number of them, we saw videos where Atakon, made an arrival, and according to the GFA, it is only Joseph Pencil who is going to arrive this morning, and that one you can understand. The trip from the United States is quite a bit cumbersome, and we just understand why Joseph is going to arrive a bit later today. So I think it's good enough, and training has begun. This morning they would have another session before the fly out to Chad to continue their preparations.
Ray,
yesterday, did you see the pitch?
I'm looking at the videos.
When the sprinklers came out, did you see?
No, I didn't see that part. I missed.
It's only in Ghana that sprinklers come out. People have to stand on the sprinkler. So anywhere the sprinklers were, any spot you'd find them, you see people standing on the sprinklers.
Why were they standing on the sprinklers?
They're only in Ghana. Would the sprinklers come out? And then you see people standing on the sprinkler.
No, I want to know why. Were they asked to stand there, or they didn't know?
No, they were asked to stand on the sprinkler.
For what reason?
You know, the sprinkler is supposed to be built underground.
Yes.
I don't know how this one has been built. I don't know how they developed it. But for some strange reason, when the sprinkler comes out, somebody has to step on it to direct it. In fact, I don't know. That is the light side. You didn't see?
No, I didn't see that part.
Kevin, did you see?
I took notice.
The video. I think Fly has the video.
Okay,
will look for the video.
He'll drop the bit about
that, and the sprinklers are out, and people are stepping on the sprinklers.
So the goalkeepers there, Joseph and Benjamin Asari, making sure. So Atizigi is expected, to join the team for this morning session. So yes, we just hope that they get in there. And as you can see, some fans, that is Joseph Anand people. Yes, the goalkeeper, formerly of West Ham United. And, Raymond, there are times I ask questions. When this guy was at West Ham, and we were struggling for goalkeepers, he was second choice. Remember, Kudu's first season at West Ham.
He was, but he didn't get minutes.
He was not getting minutes.
I think he was playing. They moved him to play for West Ham.
Yeah, he was not getting minutes, but he wasn't being invited. Now he's had a shot, and I just hope that he proves himself.
Okay,
he's away from the Premier League though, but
he's gone to Scotland.
Yes. So I just hope that he gets in there. So that is him there going to his people.
Yes,
Benjamin Asari joining to I appreciate the fans for their support, and you see the camaraderie between the players is also beautiful to see. Look at them. Asari doesn't care. He's experienced enough, and he had to just engage in the Bonsuba there, Elisha Owusu, that discipline, Fatau Dauda, as you can see. So I'm just happy to see, the kind of love. And then Ibrahim Suleiman, I remember he just completed a move out of his club. Yes, so we just hope that. So that is Dr. Prince Pombo and the likes when they were moving to the team. It's a very crucial game. We are going to play on an artificial turf. So I asked myself, if you are starting preparations,
you need to get used to.
Why didn't we? So, but I don't know. Maybe they have their own, plans. Just like I said, they'll be traveling today. So they have tomorrow. They have today. Session.
I don't know about
today. Yes, we don't know where they will be having it because it's not open to the public. I don't know if it's going to still be at the Accra Sports Stadium. But when they travel and they go, they are going to train once, at least twice or three times on the artificial turf before the game on Thursday.
Well, we'll see. Michael Asari is also joining us. Michael, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, Nathan. I'm good. How about you?
Yes, we are fine. We are fine. Thank you. Your thoughts on Black Stars? First day of training, nothing major. The larger contingent is expected to be in camp or at the session today. But just your thoughts on how we are getting ready for the Chadian Challenge. Let me put it that way. That game is on Thursday.
Well, I think if you look at the statistics, Chad are the weakest team in our group. So it means that in the two games against them, definitely we need to amass maximum points. But you see, the crucial one will be the away tie. One, the surface that we'll play on, and then two, since it's away from the comfort of the players, enjoying home support and the atmosphere that we can feel. So it means that we need to put everything into this game in terms of preparation. We need to have the best of preparations, make sure the players are in optimum shape. Then we prepare well to face them to get the results that we need. Now, regarding players who turned out for the first session in terms of the Black Stars training, I think it was okay, judging by the various factors that will influence players arriving early or otherwise. It has to do with the travel, where these players are, respectively. Some play in Spain, France, some are playing in other leagues across Europe. It is always difficult to get all of them to be aboard one flight, so you bring them back. And then again, in terms of the flight arrangement, due to the different locations that they are, it is difficult getting them to fly on a particular day. So that is how come there are mostly issues with when our players do arrive and all that. But I was happy that we had in excess of 10 players showing up for the first session. It shows the commitment. Calvin was speaking to Jordan Ayew and Antoine Semenyo's commitment in terms of showing up for national duty. I think it is very commendable. Jordan, for instance, ever since he was made leader of this team, has never shied away from showing his face at the earliest of stages and always proving that he is willing to commit to the national cause. It is not just him. I think it was also something with his brother, Andre Ayew. And I think for one thing you cannot take from the Ayews is their commitment to national duty. The only blip or the only stain on their cloth will be when they decided to boycott the AFCON 2013. Eventually, they were talked out of it by the then president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and then they had to revert or rescind their decision in terms of playing for the national team and all that. But that aside, I think right from that episode until now, the Ayews have always showed total commitment towards the national cause, and it is just exemplary that Jordan is following in his brother's footsteps. His brother was then the captain, he's now the captain, and he's showing that as leadership, you need to show your face, you need to show commitment, so the others can look up to you and then emulate some of the good things that you are doing. For Semenyo, it is not surprising that he has a lot of goodwill among the fans. Many fans expect him to transfer his former club level into the national side just because of how he plays. He wears his heart on his sleeves. You always see him very hard working on the pitch, even when he doesn't have the ball. You see him chasing after balls and all that. I think we need more of such players in the national side. They show that to the fans, and the fans will never shy away from rallying behind them and then making sure that everything that they have to do to ginger the team is done to push them to the level that they expect to get to. So I think it is beautiful. For someone like Ibrahim Sulemana, he just transferred from Atlanta to Bologna. I am happy with that particular move. I want to see him also go all out and then prove a point that he actually belongs in the Black Stars. So to me, I look at him as he's a heir apparent to someone like Thomas Partey. He plays very well. He has different variations to his game, and I expect him to come to the party whenever he's called on. One concern that was raised by Kelvin, which I also agree, is our inability to train on an artificial turf. Yeah, when we get to Chad, we will train on Wednesday on an artificial turf. But I also belong to the school of thought who thinks that maybe before we even leave for Chad, we should have had one training session on an artificial turf to ready the boys. But we don't really have much time. The players reported to come earliest Monday. They have to train on Monday. So they will not really do much ball work. What they did yesterday was much more about physical stretching, making sure that they were put into the right frame physically to ensure that they will be ready to carry on with the training program that has been drawn by the technical team in consultation with the medical staff. So clearly, you will not really expect much ball work on the first day. Today, we'll see some level of ball work. I don't know where the training will be happening before they depart for N'Djamena in Chad. But I think so far, there are very few complaints to make regarding the Black Stars training session. And I only wish them well, that everything will go according to plan, right from here till they get to Chad, and then before they play the game on Thursday.
Well, it's a very interesting time for the Black Stars. Michael, so when you just scout around, for example, in Kumasi, are people's attentions now being averted to the fact that an international break is coming in, or a lot of those conversations will start maybe on Wednesday or on match day? Are people talking about the Black Stars, or are they beginning to think about the Black Stars and the two games that they have to play on Thursday and next week Monday?
Well, I think the joy of Kodoko winning the Champion of Champions have not dissipated yet. Right from yesterday, most radio shows were in discussion about that. Very few attention was given to the Black Stars. I think it basically had to do with their local news presentations where they mentioned players who are reported to camp and all that. I think the coverage on the Black Stars has not really gained much traction as compared to Kodoko's win against the Bibiani Gold Stars. Just as you said, maybe we expect it to grow a bit louder right from today to see what will happen among the public, among the fans. there's not been much talk about it. It would have been different if the team was set to play here in Kumasi. Then it would have heightened the awareness. They know the Black Stars have a game to play against Chad. They know there is a crucial game as well against Mali, but they are not really putting themselves in the moment as compared to when the game would have been taking place in Kumasi. Maybe we expect that when it gets closer to Thursday, then the general attention will be there. But I don't expect it to be much more of a fanfare. I don't expect it to be much more heightened to an extent where it will be similar to when Ghana was coming to play Nigeria and the game was set to be played in Kumasi. Things have changed. And for the people in Kumasi as it stands, their attention is more on Kotoko and their preparations towards Africa. But it will likely change from Wednesday right until Thursday when we play against Chad. And then maybe when the team returns to play against Mali, it will be very different, trust me.
Okay, we'll see how the people in Kumasi will start to gear up for the Black Stars. But listeners, the Black Stars will be training today. I don't think today's training session is open to the public. I have to get you those details. But the Black Stars are training again today. Head coach Otuado and his technical team expect a larger contingent today. And then when they are done with the training, they fly to Chad, where they will hold another training session on Wednesday. Match day is on Thursday. And then they come back and get ready for that all-important game between Ghana and Mali at the Accra Sports Stadium on Monday, the 8th of September. Let me just run by you the itinerary for the Black Stars for those who are interested. Today's training session at the Accra Sports Stadium is not open to the public. So if you missed out yesterday, well, you have to wait until they come back. They travel to N'Djamena today. They train in N'Djamena tomorrow. Match day is on Thursday. Recovery session is on Friday. So they are flying back after the game. Recovery session in Accra on Friday. That training session is open to the media and the public. And then you have they train Saturday, not open to the public. Then they train Sunday. First 15 minutes of that session is open to the media. And then match day is Monday against Mali. 054-257-1061, 054-257-1061. Do you have any thoughts on the Black Stars? If you have any thoughts on the Black Stars, you can send me a comment. 054-257-1061, 054-257-1061. What do you make of the Black Stars? I'd love to hear your thoughts on the senior national team. They are getting ready to play against Chad on Thursday. So if you have any comments, please send them to me on the Black Stars. Maybe you want to wish them well. Maybe you want to talk about how many players are in camp and all of that. Or how many players are not in camp. You can send me your thoughts. You can send me your comments as well. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. This is the Sporty Breakfast. Four minutes to eight. Let's take some calls. I don't know if people have something to say about the Black Stars, but let's take some calls. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. Give me a call. I'm sure you want to talk about the Black Stars and their preps for Chad. They play against Chad on Thursday, so you can give me a call. Okay, concerning the Black Stars. We'll talk a bit about Police Ladies. They play later today in Yamoussoukro. They are in the semi-finals of the WAFU B qualifiers. We'll talk a bit about them. And then a little later, we'll talk about the transfer window and do some tennis as well. Let me take this caller. Hello.
Hello, Nathan. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Isak, calling from Tema.
Okay, please go ahead. All right, please go ahead.
Nathan.
Yes.
You know something? How do you call it? Sometimes I will blame some media men for letting the FA treat us like doormats.
Okay.
You know the reason why?
Why?
They are always like they are football people. They vote, so nobody can say anything. Even if supporters of the national team are saying what you're doing is bad, don't do it, what do they tell us? Just recently at the Congress, look at the way they treated media men.
Yes.
And you come back and sit on air and promote the game for them. You know, until this, they will begin to respect us unless you boycott their activities. That is when it will dawn on them that we need to respect Ghanaians and media men. What do you think?
You see, let me tell you something. You see, relax.
Be real.
I get what you're saying. Okay? It almost sounds like it's the most natural thing we have to do. But as media people, we owe a certain duty to report what exactly is happening. So if we say that there's something happening in Ghana and we will not report on it, so what are we going to report on?
No, Nathan, it's not about there's something happening in Ghana
Okay.
and you report. You would always... Do you remember the comments the FA president said the other time when he came back from Cameroon?
Yeah, I remember.
If we have Messi and Ronaldo, we should go and bring them.
I remember that.
Look at this. So you know something, sometimes when they are in authority, they behave as if they are saying gods and nobody can touch them. So it's up to you to also come out and boycott the activity.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. So assuming that the media boycotts, say we don't cover Ghana Premier League games, right? Or we don't cover Black Stars matches, who does it help and who does it hurt?
It will hurt the FA because they will begin to respect Ghanaians.
Fair point, but don't you think that don't you think that as media people, don't you think it is our duty to also tell Ghanaians what is happening? What if there's somebody living in a village somewhere who relies on my reportage to let them know that the Black Stars won game A or game B, or Asante Kotoko beats this team or that team? The football people, let me show you. The football people, they are 120 or 25 or 26 people. If they want to misconduct themselves, the good Lord upstairs is watching them. Me as a media person, my loyalty is to my work and to you, the listener. So I will, when I go and cover, I'm not doing anybody a favor. When I go and cover, it is my duty. I'm paid to do that work. And I'm paid to serve you, the listener. Do you get the point I'm making?
They are also getting mileage. So if you go, they will get to know that we need to treat people with respect.
If I go and cover, you see, I get your point. And where we must bash the FA, we do that. Do you know the suffering we suffer for bashing the FA that listeners don't know about? Do you know what we go through by doing this? Do you know how many times we have been attacked and beaten? But we do it because we owe it to you and your neighbor and the next person and my mother and my uncle who wants to know what is happening. So even though I understand you completely, when I weigh everything, I say my duty is to you. So I will go and cover the story. I will go and report and I will do my work.
I understand you. You're doing your work. But that is where they also know that they will say that, oh, to hell with them, we will do it. And they will still report.
You see,
seriously.
You see, I get. You see, you might view it that way, but I always say that, you see, in the end, whatever people do, though it will always be put on display. So whatever the FA is, it's not like they can hide it or anything. All of us see it. We criticize when we must. Some fans can boycott, and if fans want to boycott, it is their absolute right to boycott. So you see, in all of this, the people who can actually stay away are the fans, because they have the power to. The fans can make the loudest statement. Do you get me?
I understand you, but when you come up there and promote it, that is where the fans will get to know. You see, but if you don't promote it, if you go silent on them,
you see, relax.
Fans will not know.
You see, relax. The Black Stars is a national property. I cannot say that the national team is playing and I will not say a word about it. The people in England don't care about the Black Stars. They will talk about English football and the Three Lions. My work is to talk about the Black Stars so that we are all informed. So I don't do it to promote the GFA. I do it as a national duty to keep you informed and your friend and your colleagues at the office and all of that.
The voice of sports.
Nathan, please, can I ask you something?
Yes, ask me something.
You pay tax, is it?
I do.
I pay tax.
Yes, you do.
Why is it that expenditure on the Black Stars is always kept a secret?
Why is it that expenditure on the Black Stars is kept a secret?
Yes.
It is one war we are still fighting. I don't understand why it is kept a secret, and we will fight that war until it becomes public.
Until we boycott them, he will respect us.
You think the boycott? You think the boycott helps?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. That
let me ask you something.
I'm coming. That's what I'm saying. That when it comes to a boycott, the loudest boycott is not from journalists. The loudest boycott should come from the fans.
Sporty FM.
I understand, but if
Very
you don't
good.
publicize it, the fans know that there's something going on.
No, you see, I don't publicize it because I want people to go. I mention it because when my boss is calculating my salary, part of it is for me to tell people what is the news. So I have to do my work, fortunately or unfortunately.
But do you know what? Politicians and the FA always take their news for granted.
Well, I don't doubt.
Bring it out, we do this, they will still patronize that. That's the problem.
That's why I'm saying that the people who can make the best noise and the strongest noise are you, the fans. If you decide not to go, I think that is a very strong boycott. For us journalists, we will do our work anyway. Because
the same people who come and sit on air, 4 people, let's go, Ghanaians should go, we should do this.
You see, listen, relax. You see, we do it, you see, when I say go and watch a Black Stars game, I don't do it because I say go and watch it to make the FA happy. I say it as a sense of duty. It is our country that is being represented by 24 or 25 players. It's only natural that when your country is playing, you support them. So when I do that, it's not because I do that to help the FA. No, I just do it as a sense of duty to my own country.
And it is natural that if you are using the taxpayers' money to what? Come out and tell the people the truth.
Yes, that is also true.
But of late, let me tell you the truth. Ever since government changed hands, it's like the media is in bed with the FA.
Why do you say so? I'm keeping other people on the line. You make your point because I need others to come in, but you make your point.
No, what was the first thing the president said when he went to Parliament?
The first thing
was about the Black Stars and the FA.
Yes.
Do you remember?
I remember clearly because my colleague Raymond keeps on saying it every day.
He keeps on saying it every day. It should be agenda for you media men. When the National Sports Council, ever since he was appointed,
yes.
Do you remember the day the league ended in Ghana?
Yes.
Was it in May or June?
When the league came to an end, it must have been late May into June. I can't remember specifically.
Thank you very much. Then after May, I think it was May or June, one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And the Babaya Sports Stadium.
Yes. Yes.
Some of the media, some of you kept quiet because Yeah,
Who kept quiet?
Oh, they are in Ghana. Most of them, they were silent. They were like, oh, it was their own, how do you call it? The NSA boss. But when the league was going on, the place was neat. Then within some 2 months, look at what happened to the grass.
Yes,
within 2 months.
But we
you know what? He was
criticize. I remember I even did an editorial on the same show criticizing the state of the Baba Yara Stadium.
Yeah, you did criticize the
Very
state.
good. And just yesterday, I passed the comment on the Baba Yara, and I kept saying that when my colleague Raymond was in a funny way when he said that the pitch was looking fine, I said that is just one part of the many things we have to do. And I remember saying that there was still a lot of work that needed to be done at the Baba Yara Stadium because it is still not up to standard.
It's true. But my point is, when someone was there, you people were bashing the person. The person.
You know what? Relax. There are other callers on the line. We can't keep going back and forth.
Thank you very much.
I'm keeping others off the line. 054-257-1061. This town. 054-257-1061. They'll say we should boycott. Okay, now, when the day we decide not to tell people anything happening in Ghana, they'll say, hey, why are you not telling us? Let me take this caller. Hello.
Hi, Nathan. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's Victor from Tema.
So, thank you for calling.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure. I think it's a very interesting discussion you're having with a guy earlier. I think that oftentimes, and you made a very good point, that's what I was going to react to the fact that I think us fans sometimes underrate the amount of power and influence we wield in the sport.
Brilliant.
And so if we think that the FA is being run in a way that is not very pleasing to us and not very transparent, the biggest communication to the FA is to not buy the tickets, don't go to the matches, stay away. And then when the seats are empty and the stadiums are empty for the games, he speaks quite loudly, right, to them. I have a bit of a challenge, for example, with Mr. Ketokrik, with the fact that my attention to the Ghanaian league, GPL, has not been as, if you like, much as it would be for the other leagues in Europe. But you tend to see that Ket rarely shows up at these GPL games. But anytime it's Black Stars, he's in and around them. He's attending trainings, and you'll be seeing a GFA, the GFA Twitter handle saying that he's sharing good vibes and things like that. Ridiculous. And the idea that the finances with the Black Stars are always kept quiet. Well, they've been kept quiet because someone is benefiting out of the quietness. And we are not better off if we're saying that the media should boycott the GFA. I think that the media actually allows us to know what is going on, and as fans, we make a decision whether we want to demonstrate or we don't want to go to the stadiums, and then the GFA then has to take, a decision on. I think basically that even the idea to get someone like it to go a third term and the so-called executive committee that was supposed to vote him in is a good picture of how dysfunctional our leadership system is across all levels. Because you see, I'll just give an example. If I were John Mahama, His Excellency, right? And there's been rumors that he's considering a third term. He has come out now to say that he will not. Now listen to the model that Mahama says he will not go for a third term. It makes it sound as though, well, he could, but he's doing us a favor, so he will not. But the point is that he cannot. Because
yes, the Constitution doesn't even allow him.
The Constitution does not allow him. So he should, I am unable to run for a third term. But even if he wants to run, he has to go to Parliament, and lawmakers have to allow him to circumvent the law. And I don't think there is any part of the law that is very ambiguous that they can work around to say you're allowed to run. The fact that Ket, after this symbolic administration he has run over the last 8 or so years, has been made to go for a third term, we need to look at the people who voted him in, the so-called executive committee that voted him unanimously to run for a third term. So I think that for us fans, we will hold the power, and we have to decide to say that sometimes we're not showing up, we're not going. And then that can do something for us. Thank you, Nathan. Good morning.
All right. Thank you so much. 12 after 8, 054 257 1061. 054 257 1061. This is the Sporty Breakfast. Let me take this call. Hello?
Hello, Nathan.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Emmanuel. I'm calling from Airport.
All right. Please go ahead.
Another thing I want to say is that I want to maybe also share my thoughts on this supporting voting. You see, the GFA, they have been taking the Ghanaian supporters for granted. But you know, it has become like NDC and PP. Even if you don't support, some will support. Whatever they do, whether good or bad, you see somebody supporting them. And sometimes I get pissed off about some of the issues that people come to defend. And it has always been like that. So there's nothing much we can do about it. Today, if you say you don't go to support, somebody will go and support. So that's how it has been. So we just need to take it like that until certain changes. I don't think much will change about that one. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for your call. 054 257 1061. 054 257 1061. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
I'm happy to contribute my own discussion.
Okay.
For me, this is mental from Adenta, by the way.
Okay, all right.
For me, I think that we, the Ghanaian youth, we are not aggressive enough. That is why our leaders keep on treating us like as if we are fools. We are not aggressive. One, if we are aggressive youth, we will boycott this very football game against Mali in Accra on Monday, because I'm not of the opinion that the journalists should boycott the game, because with journalists they will make they will air the empty stadium to the whole world to say that the citizens of the country didn't come to watch the game. We are not aggressive enough. We the youth, we should just boycott this game, because these kind of things can't happen in our neighboring countries where our leaders will be treating us like say we are south, we are cowards, or we are fools. We are not. We are with our opinion doesn't matter. We with us or without us, they will still do whatever they are doing. Let's take a look at our brothers country, Nigeria. If their youth come outside and say they will do something, they don't want the government to stand in their way. They will do it. Kenya, South Africa. But here in Ghana, we just sit more. Nothing is going on. We the youth, we are just treated as if say we don't know our left from our right. To me, we are in this country when the leader said we have short memory. And true, we have short memory as a citizen, as a youth. As the youth of this country, we have short memories. Something just happened a few days ago. Keso Kreku changed the constitution to favor him for him to go for third term. This should be reason why we should boycott whatever FA will do. Thank you so much, boss. God bless you.
All right. Thank you. 054 257 1061. 054 257 1061. Hello.
Good morning, Nathan.
Yes, good morning.
This is Annabelle.
All right, Annabelle, please go ahead.
My colleagues are fired up this morning. They are fired up, and I'm loving the energy. You know, if we want to deal with this FA, we will tend to become bad citizens. If we really want to deal with them according to their lifestyle and how they are managing things, their utterances and the things they are doing with our football, we will end up to become a bad citizen. But the whole thing is, one day we have to do this. At a point in time, we have to show them. We have to spit a red saliva to them, for them to know that at least it's not only white saliva that we have in our mouth. Everyone has that red one, but we choose to spit the white one. You see, you can't take the football into your own hand. At a point in time, you will tell the whole citizens, the whole football fans, that they are not part of your decision making. It is your football people. We are not football people. And at other point, you will call us and beg us to come and watch the games for you.
Sporty FM.
What kind of life is this? You see, because of what they are doing, sometimes we end up suggesting things that is not even appropriate. Looking at the first caller, I mean, the media cannot boycott it. We, the fans, are the ones that can boycott it. Because of the things they are doing, we become angry that we want to force people to even do things that they are not supposed to do. Why must it be so? You tell us things, you say things to us, but when you get to a point, we are the same people that will patronize your league for you, will patronize the Black Stars for you. You can't do it without us. But when you're making decisions and we want to come in and suggest, we don't make decisions, but we suggest that this is bad. We are not happy with it. So kindly go this way. Instead of you trying to say good things or something reasonable, you will spew garbage to us. And when you get to a point, you would want us to go and then watch the matches. You even forsake the Black Star that we love so much. We just wish them the best. They should go and play. And when they come, some people will go, some wouldn't go. Where they are, some people will surely go. So let's leave it as it is and let's hope for the better. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Let's take a few more calls and then we move on. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. This is the Sporty Breakfast. Let me take this caller. Hello.
Oh, that's my guy.
Yes. How are you? Good morning.
Yeah, I'm good. You?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, thank God. Charlie, is Raymond there?
Yeah, Raymond is around.
Raymond, Charlie, how far?
Raymond is around. He's around.
Charlie, bro, I want to know the reason why you always disagree with Raymond. Every time Raymond says you disagree.
Who?
Anytime Raymond says something, they disagree with you.
Then who disagrees? Me?
You, yeah.
I don't disagree with Raymond all the time.
I mean, Raymond, you say something earlier, like Liverpool, about Liverpool. Say Liverpool they are not going to take the treble.
He said.
I say, no, they are going to take. No.
This is what he said. He said that Liverpool have put together a very good team that can potentially win the Champions League. The problem is that they will not win because of their coach. All I asked him was that, why does he say? I didn't decide. I just asked him why. And he hasn't explained.
So,
okay. But it's true. They can't win it.
No problem. It's an opinion, so that is fine.
Okay, brother. I said about Ghana Blaster. You know, I see Ghana Blaster going to grab a point over there. If they came, I want next match for maybe I will win that match. Thank you. Is Kudus part of the team?
Yes, Kudus is part of the team.
But Partey is not yet part.
Sorry?
Partey is not yet.
All of them were called. Not everybody is in Ghana now. Last night, some of them arrived. So hopefully today, everybody should be at the training session.
Okay. Thank you, bro. Thank you.
All right, let's take a few more calls. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. All right, let me take this caller. Hello.
Yeah, no one later.
Yes, sir.
You're there.
In your Juba, Emmanuel.
Oh, okay. Good morning to Raymond.
Yes, Raymond is here.
Morning.
Emmanuel, please go ahead.
Nothing to go say something.
What did he say?
Different colors, one people. But for Ghana here, different colors, different people.
Okay.
Sporty.
Me, I'm worried.
What's worrying you?
Brother, it's at the United level. Everybody in this problem. Why you laugh?
No problem. Everybody has their problem. Okay, so what about Man United is worrying you?
Have you observed that by December we'll be losing like all our left backs, all our left footed players?
Okay.
You know that.
Why? What's happening in December?
You don't know say AFCON in December.
But there's AFCON. Don't go and play.
So I made them in Brembo. They are only left footed players on the wings. You say as I say.
No, I'm saying but Emmanuel, I don't know what your problem is. The people who were buying the players, do you think they didn't think about it?
It's the only thing the way I can't see them. We go struggle.
The people who bought the players, they knew and yet they bought the players. I don't even know why you are worrying your head.
Oh, Ghana Blasters, they carry them a problem. You don't have a problem there. You see, my problem with Manchester United.
Okay. No problem. No, everything will be fine.
They lose players. You go more the dialogue. They might very good. Oh, Charlie. It's no car. Yeah, but I never know you start work for NSC will not talk me. I think by this time, Partey do coach.
Sorry?
I think by this time, Partey do coach.
So
I beg, maybe give me the update. I beg.
We'll have to find out.
Yeah, if update can maybe give me.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. All right, take care then. This is still the Sporty breakfast. I think we are moving on, right? My team. Okay, I think we are moving on. I don't think we'll take calls for now. One more call. Okay, my producer says one more call. Let me take this one. Hello.
The voice of sports.
Hello. Oh, hello. Let me take this guy. Hello.
Hello, Nathan.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? All right, please go ahead.
You see, I don't want to talk about like what they're talking about. We have to talk about the game actually. You see, the game against Stade in Jamena, it should just be like a training session because the real match is against Mali on Monday.
Okay.
And so we should use the game against Chad as just like a dress rehearsal because the actual game is on Monday. So when we get the 3 points, and we are going to get it because we should just forget about playing on the AstroTurf and we are just going to beat Chad because they are just the whipping boys.
Okay.
So we should focus on beating Chad and we shouldn't think about tactics and no matter what, we'll beat them over there. Then the real test will be on Monday because against Mali, we went there to beat them. So they'll be coming here very poised, very serious to at least pick a point. But then we'll get our 3 points and we are able to get that 18 points. The remaining 2 matches will just be a mere formality. Win one and at least get a draw and we are good to go.
Okay.
And then during Kelvin's submission, he said something about Jordan Ayew, especially Jordan Ayew. In the game against Chad in Ghana and Madagascar, we could see that he is now a different person.
Okay.
When he took up the captaincy role, because you see now he's very hospitable, he's very accommodative, and he's bringing all the guys together. And that is something we must commend Jordan for because initially he is that introvert, they are very reserved. He doesn't want to talk to anybody. But then as soon as he took the captaincy role, you see that he has changed and he has always been reporting very early at training camps. And we should commend him because if he does something which is not good, we are the same person who bash.
Okay.
So we should commend him for what he has done over the past few meetings the Blasters have been camping. And I think he's going to be a good leader to the rest because we need him we need him. We need him during this qualifiers into the World Cup because they failed us during the AFCON qualifiers and they can't afford to fail us during this World Cup qualifiers again. So I'm backing them to just go and beat Chad over there and so that we'll be fully focused on because we have to do the Chad game very early in the first half so that we can rest players so that they can come back and train very well for the match against Mali because it's going to be a very tough game so that we can get enough strength and energy to beat Mali so that we qualify for the World Cup. Thank you.
Okay, all right, Michael. Thank you. Okay, we'll put a pause on the calls for now. 8:26. Oh man, this is interesting, isn't it?
Nathan. So earlier on, I promised to give you 72 reasons why Klopp can't win the Champions League with Liverpool.
You mean slot?
Sorry.
Klopp has won one already. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, you hold on.
Slots.
We'll get into that. Let us deal with Ghana-related matters.
You could have done this mistake. Slots, not Klopp.
Okay, we'll get into that. We'll get into that in a bit. It's 8:26 though. 8:26.
Are we still in Ghana?
Yeah, we are still in Ghana, but we have to cross the border small. We have to cross the border light one. We have to go to Yamoussoukro.
Later, tomorrow's rant, everybody must listen. Okay?
Tomorrow? What's happening tomorrow?
Oh, tomorrow's rant, everybody must listen.
Tomorrow, what are you doing for us?
Oh, don't worry.
But you have something.
Oh, tomorrow the rant is called Money Matters.
The rant is called Money Matters.
We'll leave it there.
Okay. Anyway, let's go to Cote d'Ivoire. Let's go to Cote d'Ivoire. Today, the police ladies are playing against Asec Mimosa ladies in the semi-final of the WAFU B qualifiers for the CAF Women's Champions League. It's a very, very important game because it's the game that potentially sends police ladies to the final. Once they get to that final, one more 90 minutes or so, and they should get to the CAF Women's Champions League. So it's still an extended journey. Abigail Senasusu joins us from Yamoussoukro to give us some updates or some perspective or a preview of a sort ahead of today's game. Abigail, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, Nathan. I'm very well.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. How is camp? How are the police ladies getting ready? Today is match day. Today, they take on Asec Mimosa ladies in the semi-finals of the WAFU B qualifiers. Between yesterday and today, what have you picked up? What has the coach said? What have the players said? And how are they getting ready for a very important game today?
Well, thank you for the opportunity. Well, I picked up a lot from yesterday, coming up into the game today. Yesterday in the morning, I was privileged to be a part of the MCM meeting, that is the match coordination meeting that goes on between the two sides that will play later in the following day. So I saw these ladies lay out their jerseys, what they are going to wear, what the officials are going to wear, the referees were there, the match commissioners were there. Everyone being told exactly what needs to be done on the day. And for the match commissioner for this game, she pointed out clearly that what will happen is if the game does end in a draw, or let's say goalless after 90 minutes plus additional time, it will go into extra time for 2 halves of 15 minutes, and then we're going to penalties. So that is what both sides got to hear. And after that, later in the afternoon, they had to go for their mandatory training, where it was good to see that everybody was fit. No one was really sitting out due to injury. So even those who were injured from match day one, who have not even had been a part of the games police ladies have played, everybody got on board that training, and it was a very tactical one for the entire 1 hour, because they know they are playing the host team, and it will be a lot of things away from how they will play, just to make sure that they do not attract unnecessary cuts or unnecessary cautions that will put any pressure on them. I can tell you the technical team of police ladies have taken time to watch those two games. Asec Mimosa have played in Group A. Remember, they were just 3 in that group, so they have to play just twice against the Niger side and the Burkina Faso side, and they won on both occasions. So if you were Yusuf Bazigi, if you are Tabasu, and you need to go past a solid Asec Mimosa side, I must confess, then you really need to sit and have options when it comes to your tactical play. And I saw that during the training sessions, they all had to be told what to do, map up different strategies, if they have to be on the offensive, on the defensive, on the left side, on the right side. So it was a rather tactical training yesterday, and you could see that a chunk or majority of the girls that have played in all 3 games will definitely come in handy and will still be instrumental in the game today. So young left back like Juliana Joshua was being talked to on the side, and there was Sarah Nyakongho. Yusuf Bazigi took his time to also make sure that some of the opportunities she's missed in all 3 games, do work on all of those offside traps that does beat her almost every other time. She was helped around that as well. And they took to penalty shootout and took it quite seriously in this training session, I should say. So literally everyone in the team had to take it, and if you miss out, you will take it until you get it right. And there were some that had to take more than once or twice, specifically to be trained to always get it right. So in all facets of training, in all facets of preparation, I can say that Police Lady seems to have covered every ground, and they can just hope that whatever they have been told will translate onto the pitch later today at 3 p.m. when they take on Asec Mimosas at the Chalcon and Barney Stadium. Well, the two semi-final games will be played at the same venue, so Police Ladies will play first, and then later at 7 p.m. it will be USFA taking on Bayelsa Queen. So if there's anything by way of preview, by way of preparations, it's looking good, and like they do every other match, after breakfast this morning, they'll just take a little walk to relieve themselves and then go back, have those pep talks they do have, and then by 1:30 they should be at the stadium to have their warm-ups by 2 p.m. and then 3 p.m. game will come on. So it's been good, it's looking good, hoping that, I'll say again, they're able to translate everything that they have been taught away from match day onto the field when it does matters most on match day.
Great. Abigail, in terms of the game itself, what are the potential dangers Police Ladies are likely to face in taking on Asec? Yes, home nation, home team, blah, blah, blah. What are the things Police Ladies must look out for? What must they improve from the group stage if they are to go past Asec Mimosa Ladies today?
Most importantly, they would have to be careful when they are moving forward, especially that back line, because there's a certain Essie Dagla through that middle who would always want to find Habib Wadrago. She has been one of those lethal attacks down the wings for Asec Mimosa in those two games that I've been able to cover. I see them play, and that telepathy is beautiful. And also they have some solid defenders lined up. They normally go for that back four, and there's Nura. She's always there to control their defense as well for them. So if you're really going in against such a formidable Asec side, then you would have to find options other than you using Sarah on the wings. It means that today the wingers will be under a lot of pressure. And I was not surprised. Abasu took his time to speak to Laura Jewel Henson, and Yusuf Bazigi also had time to talk to Sarah Nyako. Certain mistakes they've done in the 3 games can be pardoned, but it can't happen today. Clearly, they will get to start and will be switching like they do every other time for Police Ladies. And so there are some individual brilliance that bring the Asec Mimosa team together, and it's always working for them. At least it's worked twice, and they've got some good goals there as well. Yes, the positive for Police Ladies is on days they decide to play, clearly they're able to score more than 2 goals. And the downside is they concede in every other game. So if you're Police Lady, if you're watching Police Ladies, you might have at the back of your mind that whatever happens, plus or minus, they will have 2 goals, but they will concede. How are they going to resolve that? So it now falls on Dameshi, be it Felicity Eswak, no get to be in there. If it's Gladys Crunchy, or if it's Margaret Japoma, or if it's that young leg back I spoke about, Juliana Dechua, they have to really get it right today and make sure they do not concede. And if they concede, will it be more than 1? Will it go more than what we've seen in other games? So a lot of work has to be done. A lot of talking will have to go on between the defenders, because at least from the middle up front, Grace and many other times she's taking that midfield together with Deborah Fie, have made sure that it has gone well. At least that's an army do from Lady Striker. She also put out a very outstanding performance, even with the one of the match in the last game. So their midfield is not that bad. And if there's a Sophia Jakwa who give you a blockbuster from the middle to go on a good day, if she gets it again, fine. So it is the back line that they will really need to work on. So Damechi and Juliana Joshua will have a lot of work on their hands, because Ali Wadrago will not come easy. She's very, very, very slippery, and they would have to be working every other second. There will be no rest for them, but we are just hoping that on a good day they'll have the strength and the energy to control that wing play from Asec Mimosa. Apart from that, at least they inspire some confidence from their attackers, because come on, they've gotten 7 goals already, so it wouldn't be too much of a headache for Bazigi and Tabasu, but that backline will really need some talking to every other person on the pitch.
Well, we'll see. All to do for the police ladies. Abigail, what time is the game itself?
3 p.m.
3 p.m. Ghana time. All right.
The first one, that's police ladies and Asec is at 3 p.m. And then at 7 p.m. is going to be Bayelsa Queens taking on USFA from Burkina Faso at the same venue, the Charles Gordon Banish Stadium.
All right, we'll see how it goes. Abigail, thank you for that update, and we'll be in touch for more updates from the police ladies camp.
Thank you.
All right, so that was my colleague Abigail Senasusu. She's in Yamoussoukro currently covering the WAFU B qualifiers for the CAF Women's Champions League. She's been giving us lots of in-depth info concerning the police ladies. So this is where we are. Police ladies take on Asec Mimosa ladies. If they win, they go to the final. If they win that final, then they have qualified for the CAF Women's Champions League. So there's a lot on the table, and there's a lot to do for police ladies. They recovered from a poor start in terms of the group stage. They lost the first game, and then they lost the first game, won the second and third games by 3-1, and now they are in the semi-final. They take on Asec Mimosa ladies, representing Cote d'Ivoire, the host nation. We'll see how it goes, but I wish the police ladies the very, 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 very best today as they chase a ticket to the CAF Women's Champions League. That one will be played in Tanzania later in the year. All right, let me go through a few of the messages. This one says, how can playing Chad be a game of our lives? What threat is Chad going to pose to a supposed football nation? Is it not overstretching or over-exaggerating Chad's threat? Kofi from Broadcasting. Well, Otuado is just trying to keep his players focused. If you listen to the full tape, he says that they need to remain focused. This one says the Black Stars will come good. I believe the players will carry themselves with pride and play for the win. He says we are hoping he gets his tactical plan right, but 2 wins on the bounce looks possible. John from Wali Wali. 8:39. This is still the Sporty Breakfast on Sporty 106.1 FM. My name is Nathan. Raymond Yamado is my wingman. If you just tuned in, this is the Sporty Breakfast on Sporty 106.1 FM. Calvin Owens is still here. Many thanks to my production team. Everything is fine and dandy. Let's get into some transfer talk. Let's get into some transfer talk. And yesterday, 7 p.m. was the closing time for the mid-year transfer window. Some people call it the summer transfer window, but it's the main transfer window. The clubs were on the market, bringing players in, moving players on, and all of that. Now, the Premier League's window, the Premier League window had clubs spending over £3 billion. Okay? Over £3 billion. So as of the time, or by 31st August, £2.73 billion had been spent by clubs. But the big money deadline day deals, headlined by Alexander Isak's move from Newcastle to Liverpool for a British record fee of £125 million, pushed the spending to £3.087 billion. Okay, now this is a huge upgrade to what teams did in the last main transfer, where the outlay of top flight teams was £1.96 billion pounds. Okay, 1.96 billion pounds. So that was what teams spent. Now the Premier League spending record was 2.36 billion pounds that they spent in the 2023 window, but now they've gone past 3 billion pounds, and it's more than what was spent by Bundesliga, La Liga, Ligue 1, and Serie A clubs all put together. Yeah, that's how much Premier League clubs spent. They spent 3.087 billion pounds. It is more than all the spending done by the Bundesliga, La Liga, Ligue 1, and Serie A combined.
Yeah.
Right? So that's that in terms of the money part of things, just to give people a fair idea. But in terms of the big deals, I guess the biggest one really was Alexander Isak from Newcastle to Liverpool. I guess we are not surprised, right? Kelvin, no surprises. Ray, no surprises. Michael, no surprises.
No, it was going to happen. I mean, it was only a matter of time. And I think that Liverpool did their business in the end. For Newcastle, they were looking for options. And once they laid hands on those options, they were quite comfortable with letting him go. Fact remains that, look, Newcastle were not happy about how things went. Newcastle were not. In fact, it wasn't a transfer they were interested in. But Isak forced their hand. And once they brought in the likes of Voltmada, that's the name, right?
Yeah.
And then Wissa and the likes all joined. Well, it was, at least, if they are not going to replace all the goals Isak would bring, or Isak brought, they can trust Wissa with Premier League experience on one hand, and then Voltmada with experience from playing in Germany and having been a prolific scorer there. So they found a way to close the gap on what the absence of Isak would have felt like. And so, full marks to them. They did great piece of business getting to the end, and the Isak money is good money for them. I think they can they can reinvest that into their squad, and possibly in the January transfer window, or possibly the next summer. They should have some good additions. People keep saying that Liverpool are spending the Coutinho money. So, we'll see what they do with that. But see, Nathan, quickly, let me do a quick detour. Speaking about Liverpool, you know, earlier on when I said Liverpool have a good team that can win the Champions League.
Yes.
But the gaffer is the question.
Yes.
The coach will be a challenge. The coach slot.
Yes.
Is the man I don't think has the kahunas or has the necessary arsenal needed to deliver the Champions League. Now, you see, Nathan, I followed Arne Slot.
Do you want us to have this conversation another day?
No, Nathan, you wait. Let me finish. You see, people are asking me why. They've started cooking me, but I have to explain.
Okay, you make a quick point because we are still talking about the transfer.
We are still on transfers. It's still on transfers. You see, he has acquired almost all the players he needs. Okay? And I don't think last year when they lost to PSG in the Champions League, it was a personal problem. Okay? It had absolutely nothing to do with personnel. They had a solid goalkeeper who stood in the post and delivered for them. They had fantastic players on the pitch who matched PSG put for boot. Okay. It was just the fine details that eluded possibly the coach, especially with regard to how to deal with Enrique. Now he's brought in different set of players, different quality set. And obviously, with this team, if you are looking at odds-on favorite to win the Champions League, you point at that Liverpool team. But the pedigree and the history of the coach hasn't helped them. Look, when Slot first played in Europe with Feyenoord, he played in the Conference League. He went all the way to the finals of the Conference League.
Okay.
And lost to AS Roma. Okay.
Which Roma is it? Mourinho's Roma?
Yeah, Mourinho's Roma.
Oh, okay.
The following season, so this was the 2021-2022 Conference League season. Then the following year, 2022-2023, he went into the Europa League. He went through the group stage, played the likes of Lazio, Sturm Graz, Midtjylland, went to the round of 16, beat Shakhtar, and then the quarterfinals, Roma eliminated them again.
Yeah.
Roma. In the quarterfinals, Feyenoord, Roma. Then he qualified for the Champions League 2023-24 because he won the league that season. Now in the group stage, they were eliminated. Final, they were eliminated. It was Lazio, Atletico, Celtic. They were eliminated, so they qualified for the Europa League. Now, in the Europa League, they were eliminated in the knockout round playoffs by AS Roma again. Okay, so 3 times Roma had sat on his happiness.
Yeah.
Now, when he came to Liverpool, he again went into, and that Roma was Daniele De Rossi's Roma.
Yeah.
He went into the Champions League with this Liverpool team, swept every team aside in the league phase, topped the group. Then in the round of 16, Luis Enrique and Paris Saint-Germain eliminated him. The difference there was the coaching. Luis Enrique, having won the Champions League with his pedigree in Europe, knew how to do a job over Liverpool, who were in red hot form. Okay. Arne Slot would have challenges when it comes against top class managers like that in the Champions League. Okay. So when it comes up against the Pep Guardiolas, comes up against the top coaches, you know what I mean? It comes up against the Enriques of this world and all. Comes up against, even possibly, if it comes up against a coach who has Hansi Flick and the likes, he would struggle. Okay, so what we've realized about Arne Slot in Europe is that he can do a decent job at a point, but when it gets to the crunch time, knockout phase where it matters most, tactically, he's not able to outwit opponents to get the job done. Okay, and he's proving time with that number. That is his Achilles heel. Okay. And that's why I can confidently tell you, with the players he has, if he comes up against a team that has proper technical direction, Liverpool are done. And that's why I'm saying that at this point, Liverpool having bought all these players would need that top-class coach, that world-class coach. You see, winning the Premier League, yes, of course. Win the Premier League, yes. Mancini won the Premier League, never delivered Champions League. Pellegrini won Champions League, never delivered. No, I'm giving you. Pellegrini won the Champions League, never delivered. Won the English Premier League, never delivered the Champions League until a certain Pep Guardiola came. Okay, Kevin. So, where Liverpool are going, Liverpool are getting to that point where Man City at a point realize that, look, we've won the English Premier League. We've won it back-to-back. We need a manager who would step us up, take us to the next level. And it wasn't Pellegrini, it wasn't Mancini, it wasn't Mr. Hughes. It had to be Pep. That is where Liverpool now get to. Okay? That is where Liverpool now get to.
Listen, it's for...
And that's why I'm saying that. Time will tell. Yeah. Let us all wait. Today is the 2nd of September. At the end of the season, let us come back and have this conversation.
No problem. God willing, we'll all have life and strength then to come back and talk about it. But thoughts on Michael, I don't know if you have any thoughts on this Isak move. I guess it was the biggest open secret in football. Michael, hold on.
Comments about Arne Slot.
Okay, yeah.
One, he said he's not beating any top managers. Slot beat Pep Guardiola last season. He beat Enrique last season. I think Raymond is disrespecting and disregarding the good job that Arne Slot did just last season for Liverpool. He might not be known as a world-class man because of where he did his work in the Netherlands mostly, but his body of work is beautiful enough that when he transferred from the Netherlands to the UK, everybody saw it. Clearly, Liverpool won the league by virtue of Slot's tactical acumen. It wasn't just about the personnel, it was about how he coached them.
That is very true.
They were the same set of players that Jurgen Klopp used, and he could not win the league.
That is true. That is true.
But he transformed Liverpool by the way that he coached them. So, judging by what he's done, I think Raymond should give him far more credit than he's given. And again, he beat Ancelotti. Ancelotti arguably is the most successful Champions League coach in this era.
Yeah.
But Slot beat him at Anfield. So he's been beating the top managers and all that. And the team that eliminated him from the Champions League went all the way to win the competition. They beat everybody fair and square. So I think he's not really giving Arne Slot credit. As to whether Liverpool can win the Champions League or otherwise, I think it is early days yet. And teams have won the competition not because they had world-class coaches. Roberto Di Matteo won it for the first time with Chelsea. I don't think he's a world-class player. So I don't agree to Raymond's assertion. I only think maybe he doesn't really fancy Arne Slot. That is his own point of view. But I think he's a very good coach. And just as other coaches have won the competition before, he's very much capable from the technical point of view to win it with Liverpool.
Anyway, wonderful stuff. Kelvin, I don't know if you have any thoughts on this Isak business. You know, I guess we went round and round and round, and everybody got what they wanted. Liverpool got their player. Isak got the move. Maybe not Newcastle, though. They did not want Isak to leave, but they are £125 million richer.
That was all what they were looking for. It wasn't like they were not going to sell him.
Oh, the money.
They knew they were going to sell him. All what they wanted was to continuously increase the money. Make Liverpool desperate for the guy. Because at that point, Isak had crossed the line. The border or the bridge between himself and Newcastle, as well as the fans, had been broken when he came out with that statement. And I said it here. There was no point Isak was going to return to Newcastle to play and have the same level of performance and environment. And you and I know, if you are running a business, especially a football club, if Liverpool tells you I'm coming for your player, the player wants to go.
True.
Just sell him for that amount. Put add-ons in there. And you and I know how Isak can be very, very, susceptible to injuries. Who knows that in the next couple of months, I'm not wishing doom, but this is football. Did you ever think William Saliba was going to get hurt last Sunday?
No.
That early in the game?
No.
You never know what could have happened to Isak. Look at Rodri now. Look at Rodri. If someone had brought money for Manchester City, please, we want you to sell Rodri to us, and then they wouldn't.
Yes.
But now, look at them. They are struggling to keep the player fit. Isak could have gone through the same trouble. He couldn't have retained same. He could have gone the entire season injury-free.
Yes.
But he may not be able to rake in the same numbers for you. So this was more like, sell the player. Let's get our money. There are other good options, players who can get those similar numbers for us. Lo and behold, they went on and they've gotten Joan Wisa. This is a player who has been scoring a lot more times with Brian Mbeumo in the last couple of months in the Premier League. So it was more like, how much are we going to get from this player? And they eventually got it because Liverpool were desperate. They needed someone leading the attack, someone who was going to give them goals. And their only focus was, let's go for Isak.
True.
Because they realized, come on, up front, we only needed that gentleman to make things work and click for us. And if you are Isak, would you say no to Liverpool? No
way. And
that was what Newcastle knew that. They understood. It was the reason why you could see the reaction. They were not threatened. They were not too bothered about Isak wanting to stay or leave. Or the player came out clear. It's all part of the marketing. They just had to do that to get that amount from Liverpool. And I'm glad they've managed to get, that money. It can be used in very good areas. How much did they buy Isak for? How much did he join them from
Isak's fee when he was joining was what, 65 million? I'm not too sure.
They have twice of that, and add-ons would take the money to around 130 million pounds. Nathan, and trust you me, Isak in this Liverpool team, all things being equal, he'll rake in the numbers. And if he was the only player that was left for them to win the Champions League to bag in the goals, he can do that this season.
So when Isak joined from Real Sociedad for 60 million pounds.
Look at that. Now they have times 2 of that money.
Yes.
Times 2. And they got the result for him. The player got them the result, pushed them to their first ever trophy in how many years? In over 50 years. And he got them Champions League football. He's uplifted their name again.
Yes.
And I was saying, since Alan Shearer, which other Newcastle player has put them this high. Just sell him, get your money. And it was always going to come. There was no way they were going to say no. Unless Liverpool were not interested in the player. And if Liverpool had decided to back out, trust you me,
Sporty FM.
Newcastle would have run at a loss because the fans would have agitated against the player. The environment wouldn't have been good enough for the player to stay in and perform. Unless that player is a Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Ibrahimovic, who doesn't care about whatever happens. But Isak, I'm not sure is that kind of player. So it's good for both teams. And we just hope that, the kind of money that Liverpool have paid for him, it won't turn out to be Darwin Núñez. Maybe they have to sanctify the number 9 jersey before letting him wear it, because Darwin Núñez has stained that jersey.
Núñez wasn't that bad.
Nathan.
Núñez wasn't that. I mean, he scored key goals. He scored important
key.
He scored some goals. You see, it may not have worked out as Liverpool fans and maybe the larger footballing world would have wanted.
How many goals did he score? Gakpo and the likes outside forwards were scoring more goals than him.
Okay, so
don't hold brief for that guy.
So you see, so that experiment may not have worked. So you say that Isak taking up Núñez is not.
Oh no, he's going to wear it. He's going to prove everybody wrong.
But guys, in all of this, the question, somebody made a point, or a subtle point the other day, and I've been thinking about it. Michael, what does all of this mean for Mohamed Salah? Does it change anything about Mohamed Salah and potentially what he can give this Liverpool team in terms of being a fit? Tactically, will he be able to give a lot more? Now there's Ekitike and there's Isak, 2 goal scorers. Mo Salah, you get what I mean? Where does he fit in all of this?
Well, I think first of all, I think is a beautiful piece of business done by Liverpool, where they invest into acquisitions that are geared towards the future, but can also provide you with the numbers, the present. And it is because you compare last season, Liverpool had to just cope with the fact that they could potentially lose Salah at the end of the season, and they didn't know what to do. Now it is to give themselves options. Salah will still play a central role as regards Liverpool's offensive actions. He will take their penalties. He will be responsible for most of the goal actions that will be created. But then again, it's to wean off the over-dependency on Mo Salah. You take away Mo Salah, he's the only Liverpool player that contributed in terms of double figures for goals and assists and then created chances. He was their ultimate playmaker and also was their ultimate goal scorer. And going forward, I don't think any team will be comfortable that one man will have to lead the charge, especially when Salah is not getting any younger. So the club will want to strategically invest into how do they improve, 1, the goal creation abilities of the team, and then 2, the goal scoring abilities of the team. And I think on paper, they use this transfer to address to score, but it's not just all about scoring. You look at the metrics or the numbers between himself and Mamouche when both were playing for Eintracht Frankfurt, then you will know that he has more to his game than just score. For the Ranverts already, people are very much aware of his exploits at Bayer Leverkusen. In the last 2 seasons, he has been a central figure in Xabi Alonso's unbeaten streak that led them to win the Bundesliga. And then even last season, when they didn't win it, he was still an influential figure in there. Cody Gakpo has already showed us he has glimpses of brilliance and can contribute his bit whenever he's called on. There is still Mo Salah. And then you add Alexander Isak. Isak joined Newcastle United as a player who was on the rise. He had potential, but he was so raw. He had given quality numbers at Real Sociedad. He had helped them to win their first major trophy in their history, but he was still unproven. Now Newcastle has the last 3 years to polish him, and you look at his age and where he is now as regards his career, he has just entered his peak year. So Newcastle have sold a player in his peak to Liverpool, and Liverpool are getting a player who is ready for the next stage of his career. So clearly everything fits in well. It does not mean Salah will be ostracized. It does not mean Salah will be exiled. It does not mean Salah will still not play a prominent role in the Liverpool team. He will still do that. But it means Liverpool are ready for the future. And then at present, they have gotten capable helpers for Mo Salah on the pitch. And I think it is a brilliant piece of business, I must say.
So Liverpool get their man. Liverpool fans, you can send me a message 054-257-1061. What do you make of Alexander Isak joining? There's an interview. I don't know. We'll see if we can get you that interview. I don't know. Kelvin, I don't know if you've seen or heard snippets of Isak's welcome interview or his first official interview, right? Very interesting thoughts. I'll see if I can get that for our listeners. In terms of other moves that happened yesterday.
But Nathan, something short adding up to what Michael said. You know, what does offers Liverpool is another dimension to their game.
True.
Now they have enough options to just terrorize you up front. If it's not coming from Salah, and Isak is not like Gyökeres or Šeško or Haaland. This is
Isak can actually play.
Thank you.
He can technically sound.
Thank you.
Ball on the turf.
Thank you.
Has pace, can beat a man.
Thank you. It gives you the Fernando Torres vibes. He has pace. He has footwork. He has the skill. Out of tight areas. When you put Gyökeres or Haaland in tight areas, they can't find their way out. But this guy, you put him in a tight area, and he will just find a way, because he has the skill to maneuver and then walk away. Now, imagine him leading the attack. Salah on the right, Ekitike on the left, or even Kodigapo on the left. Just look at the Liverpool team.
That is a very strong.
If they have this attack, they won't have to care too much about their defense. And it's quite sad that McGahey deal did not go through. If it had gone through, Konate will be back up. You know these English guys. Yes, because Konate says he won't renew his contract. He wants to leave. Why should I plan my future with you?
Clearly not.
And especially when you are the weaker side of the back two, the central defensive pair. I'll play McGahey, a captain, who will be playing for England at the World Cup.
True.
It would have been an absolutely
Virgil van Dijk
crazy team. And I understand why Ancelotti just thought about his team and he was investing, in those attacking lines and then the laterals. Because he thinks, centrally, if I don't have, on days I don't have Gravenberch and I have McAllister and Szoboszlai, they can do the work. I can put Gakpo just ahead of them and put Ekitike on the left. Those variations, the Harvey Elliott, the Jones, and all that, they can come in and they will do a decent job in midfield for them.
It's just that now they've moved Harvey Elliott onto Aston Villa.
Exactly. Now you look at the team and you just ask yourself questions. Even on the bench, they have players who can equally start in some of the mid-table teams, and they can win you games on very good days.
Sporty FM.
Liverpool have just like, I think I played a reaction from Kave. He was saying Liverpool were in the lead, they were the favourites, but now he would say let's give them the title.
Wow.
The Premier League is theirs. Especially when
now they are Premier League.
Yes, especially when Mikel Arteta is behaving like a coward. That one I would say it 1,000 times. Freddie Ljungberg has said it. Peter Schmeichel said it.
Yes, I was.
You don't have all these materials, and you go against Liverpool, who are trying to have a solid back line. They haven't really had that sort of joint properly. Liverpool will win the Premier League again. It's theirs to lose.
Can I chip in?
Yeah, Michael, go on.
I think the striker that Arsenal should have gone in for was Alexander Isak. Sorry.
Why
should have gone in for
why
him.
Isak now?
He suits Arteta's play excellently. He is able to do what Gyökeres does. Picks pockets of spaces, works in tight spaces, and then he has the penalty box presence. If you check his game, there have been variations, and all credit to Eddie Howe and his coaching. When Isak first arrived at Newcastle, he was mostly operating from the left as a left-sided attacker. Then he inverts. But this time around, he was played more centrally as a centre forward. And we all saw what he brought to the team. His creation abilities improved. The numbers that he generated, the previous season, he was creating like 20 chances. Last season, he created in excess of 50 chances. in all competitions. He provided 6 assists. But then again, we all know that assists are conversions from chances created. So you don't really blame the player for not having plenty assists. It might be that his teammates are very poor.
Very true. Very true.
If Isak is able to create 50 plus chances in the season, then you look at what he's able to do. Clearly, he would have brought life to the Arsenal central forward. He gives you more than what Kai Havertz would have done. He will give you more than what Victor Gyökeres would have done. And it looks like he has a certain understanding for working well with the wing attackers. Look at the kind of rapport he developed between himself and then Anthony Gordon.
Very
but it
true.
wasn't just that. We all saw the numbers that Jacob Murphy provided last season. Murphy had like 12 assists for Newcastle United. It was because of Isak. Isak scored most of his goals from provision from
Jacob Murphy.
So it looks like he would have worked well with players like Saka, Eberechi Eze, Gabriel Martinelli, Martin Odegaard. He has that level of understanding. You don't see that vibe from someone like Victor Gyökeres. Yes, it's true. Gyökeres is an elite finisher. Create the chances for him, he will score. But Isak does more. He creates and then he scores. And it would have been beautiful if he had joined the Arsenal team. I think that he was that final piece of Arsenal's puzzle that was missing. If they had gotten him, it would have been complete. And I think Liverpool have gotten for themselves a player right at the peak of his powers, praying that he stays injury-free. But I think he comes on and then he's a potential game changer for them. He adds on to Salah, and they are a double weapon that opponents will really struggle to cope against, to play against. I think that Liverpool have really gotten a player who in the present will deliver for them, and then in the future they can look up to as the face of their new project, especially when Mo Salah eventually leaves the club.
I think you guys make a very good point, and as a testimony to Isak's fantastic ball playing ability, there's this assist from, was it last season or 2 seasons ago at Everton, where he takes on half the Everton defense and then sets up Jacob Murphy for that goal. And I think that encompasses Isak's ability to get the ball on the turf.
I won't even take you far.
Play.
I won't take you far. The Carabao Cup semi-final against Arsenal, over the 2 legs.
Yeah.
He dismantled Arsenal's defense single-handedly. It was easy for him.
He's a very
look at the goals he scored. It was just clinical finishes.
He has different sides to his game.
Exactly, and he doesn't necessarily have to get into the box.
No.
To score.
There's a goal he scored against Liverpool last season. Yeah. He struck it from outside the area, and his starting position was not from the penalty box where he comes out to receive the ball. His starting position was halfway between the center circle and the penalty box. He receives the ball, turns Virgil van Dijk and smashes that into the back of the net. So Liverpool have found themselves a player who can do different things in attack. And Michael is right. He can he can bring different players in. Even if it's Ekitike who he's playing with and Salah, I'm sure he can find a way of bringing the two of them in play. Even if it's Cody Gakpo, he can bring them. So Liverpool have found a player who is really solid. Leaving Liverpool is Harvey Elliott. He's gone to Aston Villa, and the deal is a loan with an option to buy. Villa also got Jadon Sancho, also on a loan deal. And I've seen all kinds of funny comments saying that Jadon Sancho is the reason why Emi Martinez did not go to Man United. When you listen to the insiders, it is true. United would have wanted a straight swap. So one permanent deal goes this way and the other goes that way. But Sancho said, no way. I am not going to Aston Villa on a permanent. It's one part of the reason why, or a key part of the reason why Man United could not get themselves Emi Martinez. But they got Lemmy Cements from Royal Antwerp. Some people are asking if he solves a problem. Michael, does he help at all in this regard?
Yeah, but I think is it not the new Manchester United goalkeeper?
Yes.
Exactly. You see, there is a certain
Semi Lemens idea. The name is even confusing. Sorry. The name is even confusing.
Lemens, yeah. I think there's a certain approach that Manchester United have. I know you are a United fan, you should know about it. There's a Project 150. Project 150 has been mentioned.
Yes, Project 150, yes.
It is geared towards 2028 when they feel they would have then assembled a team that is competent enough to challenge for the title, so that it looks like United will be pursuing the title on their 150th anniversary. And this signing fits exactly into that narrative. I don't think he comes in now and all of a sudden he's able to stop all the goalkeeping issues that have bedeviled Manchester United. But yes, he has potential. And you look at how the club have actually gone into a signing. They see him as someone who can come on board. Maybe he would need some time to adjust, but the metrics, the numbers, as per United's statistics on data department have produced, indicates that he's a goalkeeper who is on the rise. He's 23 years. He has some things to learn. He's not as experienced as compared to someone like Emi Martinez, who has kept the post in the Premier League for a consistent period. He's a proven winner. He's won the World Cup with Argentina and all the others. But they look at Salah as someone who will come in and improve certain aspects of their goalkeeping. One, as per what I'm reading here, he's very good in key metrics like claimed crosses. We all know United have been plagued by how Onana out there Bayern there have dealt with crosses into the box from corner kicks, from free kicks, or from open play sequences. Whenever there is a cross into the penalty box of Manchester United, they have struggled to deal with it. Either the goalkeeper comes out and fumbles it like Onana did in that game they lost in the Carabao Cup, or the defenders fail to mark an opponent out of it, and then the opponent capitalizes on that mistake, and then they punish Manchester United. I think if you have a goalkeeper who is good in terms of claimed crosses, it means that he will coordinate well with the defense, or he will come out himself to claim such instances. And I think it is positive and an improvement on not doing for Manchester United. Shot stopping, he improves. He prevents goals from rebounds and mistakes. And I think these are things that the United goalkeepers are not doing. And they said that they looked at data from goalkeepers in Europe's top 10 leagues.
Yes.
And they believe that the shot-stopping exploits of Lamens and then the metrics that he provided ranks him within the top 10 of the goalkeepers they looked at. And they believe that clearly they have gotten one for the immediate. It will take him some time. I think he's still going to compete with the likes of Andre Onana and then also for Alteba in the goalkeeping department, as well as Tom Heaton. But I think that with time, if he settles, if he adjusts his game to how the team expects him to play, he will be that goalkeeper they will actually be very happy about. And they will actually push him into their project for the Project 150. And if it works well, good for them. But I think on paper, they have addressed a goalkeeping in their team. It is something that they lacked, and they've gotten a profile that caters for most of these issues that have bedeviled the club. So not really a high-profile signing. It would have been different if they had gotten Emi Martinez or Gigi Donnarumma. So not a high-profile signing, but I think a very good signing on paper. And I only pray that it metamorphoses into the reality, and then it helps the club to achieve whatever success that they want to.
Talking about goalkeepers, Man City have two very interesting goalkeeping stories. Ederson Moraes, he's left. He's gone to Turkey now. He's gone to Fenerbahce after 8 years. Won a lot of things with Manchester City. Replacing him, Michael, is the man you just mentioned, Gianluigi Donnarumma from Paris Saint-Germain on a £26 million deal, a 5-year deal plus an option of a further year. It's a very interesting signing because if you look at what Pep Guardiola has done in terms of goalkeepers, all of them had a similar trait. All of them were brilliant with their feet. Gigi Donnarumma's numbers in terms of passing are not the greatest. So the question is, why has Pep made this move? Kelvin, why is Pep signing a shot stopper instead of a ball-playing goalkeeper? As against what he's done, per all the time that he spent at Manchester City.
I don't know what is wrong, but I am tempted to believe that the dynamics of his team and the ball carrying abilities of the players he had then and now has changed. the confidence of Rodri to come deep, the confidence of Kevin De Bruyne to drop deep, Bernardo Silva to drop deep, Ilkay Gundogan to drop deep, Riyad Mahrez to come deep, even with his control. He doesn't need 2 touches to keep the ball to himself. Kyle Walker those times, even in midfield when Rodri is not available, Fernandinho. Now look at the play.
I'm listening to the list of names.
Yes.
City's team has changed.
Thank you.
Wow, that team has really changed in the last few years.
Proper ball carriers of the ball. Even Zinchenko, who wasn't loved that much.
It was a fantastic ball playing.
Now look at the players. You press Manu Akanji and he's struggling.
That's why they sent him to Inter Milan.
You press Nathan Ake, he's struggling. You press Ruben Diaz now, he's fumbling. Kashanov hasn't settled comfortably. At right back, I think it's at right back that the boys, because of the rise from the academy. Matheus Nunes, you put him there, it's a problem. You may think Tijani Reynolds, fine. He needs space and a little bit of time to get the ball or keep the team flowing, like the way Rodri will just pick the ball, make a turn, and he knows Kevin De Bruyne is here. Now, all he needs is to get his team out of those danger ball zones. And when it happens, you need no other person than a commander of the army. Trafford may not be a bad goalkeeper, but he needs someone with that pedigree, with the class, with control, to come and give his team that. Because at this point, Pep cannot do it all alone. He now needs soldiers. And many have been saying this. Can Pep Guardiola rebuild a team? Can he rebuild a team? We haven't seen him do it before. Mm-hmm. He goes into a team and moves on along, plugs the holes and then gets the team moving. Now he has to, recreate a whole dynamic, team again. And I think that he's gotten to a point, he's realized that his method, his ideas, his philosophy, his playing style has become known to Premier League football.
So he's had to. He needs to change a few things.
I need to tweak. It's the reason why he's gone for that. Because if you decide to bring a ball-playing goalkeeper, he won't play the ball long. He will decide to go short and pick up the ball again. When he goes short and then there is a press trigger, the ball will certainly come back to him and he may concede. So why don't I go in for a showstopper who doesn't care about ball playing, will look more at commanding my army, making sure that the likes of Ruben Diaz will know that, yes, we have a goalkeeper with command. And then he will give them that. I think he lost faith in Ederson. After his injury, the number of mistakes he started making.
True. I think Pep's thinking around the goalkeeper started to form just looking at Ederson's mistakes.
Yes.
And how costly those mistakes were.
Very costly. Very,
so
very
I guess
costly.
he must have decided that what's the point?
Very, very costly.
Let me have outfield players who can play, and let me just get a goalkeeper who can do a basic goalkeeper's job of stopping shots, and the rest of it happens. Michael, do you also share the same view that it's a different direction Pep is going in with this Donnarumma decision? My instinct tells me he goes straight into the post and Trafford becomes number 2. What a story for Trafford. You go back to your childhood club and you've become number 2 in the space of months again.
And the most hurtful part is that he was set to join Newcastle United as their number 1.
And he turned it down and went to Man City. Now
returned to Man City, thinking he would have been the number 1, and now it's a different story. But I think the Donnarumma signing, to me, looks more like a club signing than a Pep signing.
I see.
It is Man City, looking at life after Pep, clearly.
Okay.
I believe Pep is very stubborn. He will never want to break his ideals to bring in someone like Donnarumma. And the club considered the situation at hand. Ederson is not getting any younger. He has just 1 year remaining on his contract, and he will be leaving for free. And so Pep, I think, prefers James Trafford. Although he's erratic, he showed that he can be very good at this point in time, and then the next moment, he just disappoints by making a mistake which leads to a goal or a shot at goal. So definitely he would have learned on the road. But the club also feels that Pep will eventually leave. In 2 years, he's gone. So how about we also build a team, not just for Pep, but also for the future? And I think Donnarumma is a world-class shotstopper. Yeah. He has been on the market not because he's not good, but because the club plays for feels they are moving to a different direction. They've gotten a profile that suits them. So they've moved him on. And so he's available for cheap. The club feels that let's invest in him. £26 million to bring in someone like Donnarumma is an opportunity most big teams will not pass by. And especially for a club that needs a shotstopper in their fold, like Manchester City. So I see it as more of a Man City signing than a Pep Guardiola signing. Now the question is, how will he be able to work in a Pep Guardiola structure? And these are the key questions that should be asked. And I believe that Pep will want to cope with it. He will have issues, but just as Donnarumma coped with playing in a PSG side coached by Luis Enrique, who is similar to Pep, I think that he will be able to adjust, and then he should be okay. There are very basic things that he will know, and then will want to avoid, like trying to be smart, passing when he's not supposed to. He will just boot the ball away, and it will cater for most of the basic errors recent City goalkeepers have been committing. But then again, the two are not going to have a smooth sailing working experience. There will likely be issues, trust me. But the main thing is that he will bring a shot-stopping expertise to bear. It is an area that City have actually struggled in. They make mistakes, they concede more chances now because the typical Pep team that we knew, that conserved possession, that starved opponent of having much of the ball to create quality chances, is no longer that City side. So now they concede quality chances. They are conceding more chances as well. They are conceding possession in areas they are not supposed to. So if you have a good shot-stopper in the post, then is able to prevent goals from being scored against you. And I think it will address some of the defensive issues at Manchester City. But overall, I don't see it as a Pep signing. I see it as a Hugo Viana signing, a Manchester City signing, and a City looking at the future after Pep Guardiola is gone.
Interesting perspective. I like that. I had not considered that angle, but I'm happy you've brought it up that this is not a Pep signing. It's more likely a club signing, thinking about the way forward for Manchester City. Talking about Manchester City, they've moved Manuel Akanji on. He's gone on loan at Inter Milan. I think that deal may be made permanent. Other deals, Naef Aguerd goes to Marseille from West Ham and others. And then there was the Nicholas Jackson one that fascinated me. It was on, it was off, it was back on again. Bayern Munich paying a very hefty loan fee for Nicholas Jackson. Thoughts on that? That one fascinated me because, the loan fee was huge, and it's almost like Munich are almost compelled to sign the player. But again, it also goes on to vindicate something I'd always said about Nicholas Jackson, that I just felt it was not going to work at Chelsea. I just felt that he looked out of it. The confidence was gone, and at a point that exit was going to happen. Michael, your thoughts on that one?
Well, he had played himself out of favor at Chelsea. He was given several opportunities. He was backed by the manager and then the club. But his own indiscretions on the pitch affected him. His indiscipline. It meant that somebody, Maresca decided to move on. And I believe that how quickly João Pedro settled into the Chelsea team also affected him. Pedro came on board during the Club World Cup, and then he was an instant hit. Delap would have coped with Jackson because Delap wasn't an instant hit as we saw. Mm-hmm. So it meant that the two of them would have challenged for the number one spot. But in comes João Pedro to put to bed issues about the number 9. Everybody all of a sudden is all about João Pedro. It affected him. And I think that a move outside Chelsea was the best for him. And to me, this is the best deal that has happened contextually. Yeah. Because he's a player who Chelsea did not really need. He was going to be on the fringes, and it would have affected his value. Then all of a sudden, Bayern comes in, paying £14 million as a loan fee. I don't remember the last time a club went that far or went that extent to pay such an amount for a player who is not truly proven. If it was someone like Alexander Isak If it was Victor Gyökeres, it's understandable. But trust me, Jackson has good numbers, but he's not proven yet at the top level. So for Bayern to go all out and do such a deal, which could potentially rise to £70 million, which is like triple the amount Chelsea paid for his services, it is absolutely outrageous. And I only hope and pray that he goes there and justifies himself. Jackson has the potential. He's raw. And I think in a league like the Bundesliga, he will settle in again. The team that is going to play for are the best offensive team in that league. They create loads of chances. And he will not be a sure starter because he's going to play like a second fiddle to someone like Harry Kane. So he's not really going to be under pressure to deliver like it was at Chelsea. At Chelsea, if they had an established striker that Jackson would have played under, then trust me, he would have settled and then he would have been groomed gradually. But he was just thrown into the deep end right from the onset. A player who did not even have like 3 years experience playing in a top flight league in Europe. He was thrown into the deep end in a club that is very demanding like Chelsea. But he held on well. He did very well. Then he comes to the Bundesliga. He comes to Bayern Munich. Again, the Bundesliga is not as fiercely competitive and tough like the Premier League. The Bayern Munich are the top team in the Bundesliga. Trust me, I think he will get better. The only thing is his character. He has the penchant for causing unnecessary rifts on the pitch, arguing unnecessarily with referees and opponent players, attracting unnecessary cards. If they keep that in check, and then if they keep his attitude in check, I think that he will deliver for Bayern Munich. But then again, it also shows how desperate Bayern were. They badly needed attacking additions, and they were running out of options. The Bundesliga clubs are not willing to do business with them because they don't have money.
Yes.
They wanted Walter Mada. They had agreed personal terms with him. They tried 3 times to get him. Stuttgart did not ball. They wanted the money that they expected Bayern to pay, not what Bayern were willing to pay. They would have gotten for Perez under normal circumstances because it is Bayern and they get the best players in the Bundesliga. Then again, Leverkusen thought it was always proper to do business with clubs outside Germany. Liverpool paid good money for his services. Newcastle paid good money for Walter Mada. So clearly, the Bundesliga clubs will look for where money is. Bayern don't have money, and they desperately needed to bolster their squad. So out of desperation, they've been forced to pay an amount that Chelsea demanded, not what Bayern were willing to pay. They needed to pay that, and they will overpay for it. And I think they overpaid for a player like Jackson. But as a Chelsea fan, it is good money and it's good business. So I cannot complain.
Interesting one there. Let's touch on a few. One other move that I think I'll classify a bit of a headliner is Yohan Wissa to Newcastle. He was also agitating, but he was less vocal with his agitations, only releasing a statement, was it yesterday or 2 days ago, that he and the club had an agreement. He wanted them to respect the agreement. Finally, he got his move, £55 million for Yohan Wissa from Brentford to Newcastle. Brentford have been stripped bare. They lost Norgard in Burmo. Now they've lost Wissa and they've had to replace. But that's good money going into their coffers. And they made 1 or 2 signings. They brought in Jordan Henderson. Yes, Jordan Henderson went to Brentford. So those are some of the deals there. A few other interesting ones. Randall Kolomwani from PSG to Spurs on loan. Reece Nelson, Arsenal to Brentford on loan. Alexander Zinchenko, Arsenal to Nottingham Forest on loan. Bertrand Traore returns to the Premier League. He goes from Ajax to Sunderland. Harvey Elliott, Liverpool to Aston Villa on loan. Kevin went from Shakhtar Donetsk to Fulham, £34.6 million. It's Fulham's record transfer. Brian Brobe from Ajax to Sunderland, £21.6 million. So Sunderland got 2 Ajax players, £21.6 million for Brian Brobe.
They've got money and they are just buying players. Brian Brobe is Sunderland. What does he come to?
This is Sporty FM, the voice of sport.
Some of the purchases, you see Michael is laughing. Brian Brobe.
Well, Nathan, when you finish, I want to deal with the matter.
I want to do which one again? just so that he's come to say something very controversial.
Michael, you sincerely think that, Sunderland, they will buy this Brian Brobe unless he's come to sit on the bench for
£21 million for a club like Sunderland? That's a lot of money. you've splashed out money on Xhaka and a few others. You've brought in Bertrand Traoré.
What has Brian Broby done to pay 21 million?
That transfer, I'm quite perplexed by that transfer.
And they have a very good forward. Is it Isidore?
Yes. Isidore.
Very good forward.
I don't know why.
What is Brian Broby coming to do?
I don't know why they've spent this money.
And Jamie Vardy he's sitting at home. Nobody will buy him.
He went to Cremonese.
And this guy too.
He went to Cremonese.
And
free agent.
Was it that no Premier League side wanted him or what?
Why would you go away?
Oh, I think a lot of the clubs were not interested. You know his age.
This guy, if Arsenal get this guy as backup striker and let Gabriel Jesus go,
I agree with you.
It is the best transfer for me.
I agree with you that Jamie Vardy can do a job, but the clubs will first look at his age and think he can't. Jamie Vardy, if you bring him in 30 minutes,
you see why teams and clubs are struggling to win the Premier League, or they struggle to win championship for a very long period until they make those signings. Alex Ferguson needed only Van Persie to win the league. He went to Bayern. He didn't care about his age. Thank you. He didn't care about his age. Yeah. Those are the decisions you need to make.
Because somebody like Vardy,
when Pep wanted the Champions League, he says, no, I need a striker now.
Because somebody like Vardy, look, he can give you 10 to 12 goals.
He can give you, don't see
10 to 15 goals. He can pluck a hole somewhere.
Thank you.
And take you beyond.
And that is what I'm saying.
Point.
If this guy is a backup to Gyökeres would even pick lessons from him. Charlie, this is the Premier League. If Gyökeres is struggling, put him on the bench. Play Vardy. Vardy will get you some goals. He's purely British. He aligns with the fans.
Yeah. And he has the temperament to play in it.
Thank you.
On a Ghanaian side, Tariq Lamptey, Brighton to Fiorentina.
I think Michael wants
Michael, you want to say something, then I bring Raymond in.
You are muted.
Michael, looks like you are muted.
I was saying that he also has Premier League title winning experience.
Yes, that is very true.
So he will affect the dressing room possibly.
Very true. Very true. I'm quite surprised teams did not. If I were the one at Man United, I'm picking up Jamie Vardy. Not because of anything, but you see, he can do a job. 10 goals, 12 goals, 15 goals across all competitions.
You are going to pay money for injuries and players.
No, you see, you manage him.
For him to be treated.
You manage him. Jamie Vardy is quite durable. He's older now, but he is durable.
No problem. But Nathan, you see, the reason why I came back.
Yes, you want to take us back.
I'm taking you back.
Yes.
Man City signed Donnarumma.
Yes.
Out of panic. But you see, there was absolutely no need for that.
Okay.
There was absolutely no need for that.
Tell us why.
James Trafford, in terms of reflexes, in terms of his reading of the game, in terms of his sweeper ability, in terms of his distribution, short, long, is a better goalkeeper than Donnarumma. Oh no! You see,
which goalkeeper is a better goalkeeper?
I'm not the one laughing.
Which goalkeeper? Which goalkeeper? Trafford.
You see, Nathan, take your time. You see, look. You think Pep Guardiola went into the transfer market, saw a Zuku goalkeeper and bought him?
Trafford.
See, Nathan, James Trafford. When you look at his minutes last season, take your time. His minutes last season, he played 2,520 minutes. For Benny last season.
Do you know how many minutes Kamara played for Kotoko last season?
Let me play. You know, let me talk. Now, Trafford considered 62 goals last season.
As Burnley goalkeeper.
62.
If I pick Trafford,
yes,
his XG of shot faced,
yes,
to XG of shots prevented,
yes,
and the number of saves he made last season,
yes,
compare that to our good friend Donnarumma,
yes,
who had solid defensive line in front of him,
yes,
solid defensive line, Nathan, that underlined. That you won't get at Burnley. Okay? He had a solid back line. If I pick Trafford, put him in that PSG team last season, PSG would have considered less than the 25 goals Donnarumma considered.
I beg to differ.
Oh, Nathan, you see, it's Chivali not there. Chevalier is doing a job.
Chevalier.
Wait, is Chevalier? No, wait.
I'm coming.
Will you tell me that Chevalier is a better goalkeeper than Donnarumma?
It's very early to say, but Chevalier is a very good goalkeeper.
Oh, yes.
Chevalier is the best French goalkeeper. Well, not the best. I can say he's very close to Maignan. If you argue, he and Maignan are not too far apart.
Trafford, as we speak. Look, last season, Ray, the young man faced. No, Nathan, take your time. The young man faced as many as 160 shots.
160 shots.
He saved 106.
160 shots.
Oh, Nathan, he saved 106.
Is there a metric? Is there a metric to determine the quality of shots?
Come on, Nathan. Shot is short. Okay. When you are saving, you are saving. The same will apply to Donnarumma, who faced over a little over 100 shots and saved 51. Okay, so that's why I'm saying that in terms of shot stopping ability, reflexes, keeper sweeper, his sweeping abilities, his ball playing abilities, his passing.
Which passing? The passing that he's been giving balls away.
It's not Donnarumma that when you take the ball, throw on the floor.
Ray, last season.
But you know that is a pass. But you know that is a pass.
You see, I'm saying that.
And you know that is a pass.
You see, take your time.
When a goalkeeper throws a ball to a defender, it's a pass.
We are talking about a goalkeeper who was playing at Burnley.
Ray.
And the goalkeeper who was playing at PSG.
If I take James Trafford and I put James Trafford in those situations, for example, PSG versus Liverpool,
Trafford would have done a good job.
At the Parc des Princes,
Trafford would have even done better saves than. Look, in the game they played against Brighton, Nathan, he had an XG of short face of about 5 point something.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken.
And Man City conceded 2.
I'll verify that. Yes. No, take your time. I'm coming. Let me just.
You get that.
It's not far.
You finish, and then I bring Michael in. Michael wanted to make.
So in that game against Man City, against Brighton, XG of short faced was 3.07.
And Man City conceded 2.
Nathan, listen, XG of goals prevented by James Trafford was 1.07.
And Man City conceded.
2. Yes, but you see, Nathan.
So you see,
what you have to understand is.
You people and this your SG expected.
You consider one penalty.
You say expected. Why do you use the expected as a metric now?
You considered one penalty.
The expected.
Of course, Donnarumma is not the best shot.
It sounds like a stat in retrospect because now you measure the quality of chances versus what could have gone in and what he saved.
And what were the actuals?
Nathan, wait.
That's why I'm saying that.
Yes.
Nathan, he considered one penalty.
Yes.
And one Mitoma. Okay.
The penalty was able to save.
But
the goal.
How many goalkeepers?
The goal wasn't scored by.
What is Donnarumma's penalty? What is Donnarumma's
the Milner penalty and then the gentleman's
goal? What is Donnarumma's penalty record?
Isn't it part of saves?
No, you see.
If you save it, isn't it part of saves?
What I'm saying is, Man City has to bring in Donnarumma.
You finish.
But when Donnarumma comes into the Premier League and now realizes that the Premier League is a different kettle of fish to the French Ligue 1, Pep Guardiola will revert to using Trafford. Because Trafford has Premier League experience, he understands the Premier League better, and he will have solid defenders. Of course, he would have solid defenders in front of him who can shield him. Those goals he conceded against Tottenham, that ball he gave away. Clearly, we all know City like to play from the back, and when teams figure that out, they'll find ways of breaking them down that way. It wasn't Trafford's fault. It was a defender who failed to do the simple thing. Okay, but that notwithstanding, for City to have gone into the market and gone to bring Trafford to come and replace Ederson and only panic because of 1-2 mistakes, I'm telling you that they'll go back when Donnarumma comes in and starts struggling.
So you think ultimately Trafford will get his number 1 spot back?
You get his number 1 spot.
Let me ask you a question. If you had a football club, would you sign James Trafford?
Oh, why not? I'll look at the numbers. I'll not go and sign a big name Donnarumma. You see, Donnarumma came to Man City because of his name, not because of his quality this time round.
Oh,
Nathan, let me explain. You see, when I say something, allow me to explain. City knew Donnarumma was a good goalkeeper, yes. But a manager who is cast in the mode of Pep, or Pep is cast in the mode of Enrique, needed certain things that Pep Guardiola himself, based on his coaching philosophy, would need. That Donnarumma doesn't have.
Yes.
But you see, because he's Donnarumma, City decided to overlook the quality issues, okay, that will suit Pep's philosophy, and decided to go for him because he's Donnarumma. No problem. But the player who fits his profile properly in terms of what he needs and demands from a goalkeeper is Trafford.
Okay, but
so eventually, when Donnarumma comes in and is struggling to deal with the corners, and he's struggling to stop the shots, he's struggling to, be part of the attack, his ball playing ability and his sweeping ability. That is when we now realize that James Trafford will now have to take his number one spot. And James Trafford will become number one. I'm saying that, look, at this point, you see, all the things I'm saying, take your time. You see, all of you take your time.
No problem. We are taking our time.
But you come to realize that Trafford will take the number one spot and Donnarumma will be on the bench.
No problem. Michael, you wanted to make a point.
Trafford will take which number one spot?
Again, Raymond is talking about numbers, right?
Yes.
Okay. So Trafford made that high volume of saves because he played 45 matches.
Thank you.
Donnarumma kept the post in 24 games. So if Donnarumma makes 51 saves in 24 games and Trafford makes 88 saves in 45 matches, I don't think it then cements the fact that Trafford is better at saving shots than Donnarumma is, because he played in a high number of games than Donnarumma. So he will face more shots in terms of volume than Donnarumma.
No, I'm talking about last season. When he played 28 games.
Raymond, I'm coming.
Who played 28 games?
Who played 28
Trafford.
games?
He played 28 games last season.
28.
No, 45
Premier League games.
Trafford played 45
28
Premier League games.
For Burnley. They were in the championship at the time.
No, they were in the championship,
games.
not Premier League.
He played 28
He played
games.
45.
Sorry, for Burnley last season.
Okay, guys, hold on. So many numbers. So many numbers. I want to get
28 games.
Let's take it easy.
Last season.
I want to understand the numbers.
Yes.
These are the numbers. He kept the post in 45 games, accumulating 4,050 minutes.
Yes, 45. 45.
Michael,
45.
Michael, great. So the 45 games, can you decouple them? Were they all championship games or there were some cup games?
Championship
45
games.
championship games.
45.
Championship.
I'm coming.
So meaning 45 league games
in the championship.
Yes, that is true.
He kept the post in 45 of the 46 games. There was only one game that he was not in the post.
Yes.
Okay. Scott Parker last season.
Yes.
The 28 games, Raymond, I think you are going through was the 2023-2024 season.
Okay, so now
but last season was 2024-2025, and that is 45 games.
Good.
45.
And what was the number of
And
saves?
again, I wanted to
The guy consistently has been making saves.
Wait, let Michael finish.
I'm coming. And again, they play in different teams. The PSG team that Gigi Donnarumma played in did not concede possession and concede many chances. So if you're a goalkeeper in such a setup, you will not be prone to saving a lot of balls because the opponent does not even get much of possession to create.
That is also true.
Trafford was playing for a Burnley side that was ultra defensive under Scott Parker last season, and they were facing a lot of shots. So Raymond, the contest is different. Trust me, there is nowhere you would have to match Trafford to Donnarumma. And Donnarumma is a top goalkeeper. You were talking about penalties. Remember the Euro 2020 penalty shootout at Wembley, what Donnarumma did to the likes of Bukayo Saka and the rest. So trust me, he's a top goalkeeper. Trafford is nowhere closer to him. Please.
Ask Kelvin for me.
Yes. Kelvin is here.
Hey, ask Michael for me.
Yes.
Those 45 games Trafford played, how many clean sheets did he keep?
Sporty FM.
How many clean sheets?
Again, are we using clean sheets?
No, I'm asking. About goalkeepers are measured by their clean sheets.
Ray, I've told you that.
No.
I've told you that. That's a very flawed.
No, wait.
That's
How
a
many
very
clean sheets?
So there is one thing, even with the shots, the number of shots a goalkeeper saves. I think if you are good enough to organize your back line, you don't concede so many shots.
That is why if you ask.
So that is why Donnarumma.
Why if you ask.
So Trafford kept 29 clean sheets in 45 games for Burnley last season.
What a number.
He conceded 16.
What a number.
He considered
in an ultra defensive. Because Burnley were on this. I remember they were on this run where.
And Scott Parker.
They were.
So you can understand.
They were doing. I think they were. Was it unbeaten in the champion? How many games? 20 plus games.
29 clean sheets.
20. No, like Burnley had this run in the championship. They were experienced. They were unbeaten for a very long time in the championship.
And I'm asking a question. Trafford.
Yes.
Having played 45 games, kept 29 clean sheets. Go and check the number of saves
in the championship.
Do you
know the championship is very difficult? Championship. Let me put PSG.
But he's come to an upgraded. Listen, he's come to a bigger level. And with the bigger level he is at.
But wait.
How many games has he played and how many goals has he conceded?
Oh, but come on. He just played a few.
You see, unfortunately,
They played 3 games. How many goals?
Unfortunately, Manchester City are not in a place where they could experiment. If City had the luxury of experimentation, they'll say, okay, we'll give Donnarumma 1 season. We'll give Trafford 1 season. And after the 2 seasons, we'll come and measure. But probably by the time they do those 2 experiments, they'll finish 12th and 13th.
We've only played 3 games in the Premier League.
Yes, that's
only
true.
3. He's got 1 clean sheet.
And then
the other 2 games.
And how many goals?
Oh no, the other 2 games is considered goals.
How many goals?
But that's it.
How many goals?
Ray,
how many goals? How many goals? You see, he doesn't want to. You see, he doesn't want to mention the goals.
Okay.
When you see a goalkeeper,
yes.
When you see a goalkeeper,
yes. Ray, even on the eye test,
who has eye test?
Even using the eye test, if you look at Gianluigi Donnarumma, if you look at Gianluigi Donnarumma, and you look at James Trafford,
yes,
just the simple eye test will tell you the obvious.
No, how? Nathan, how can you conclude? How can you conclude that way? Nathan, we are using the numbers. We are using the data. And based on the data, shot-stopping ability, reflexes, his passing ability,
reflexes. Is there anything that measures reflexes?
Oh, Nathan. Eye test measures the reflex.
And the eye test reflex, you pick Trafford ahead of
why not? We pick Trafford over Donnarumma.
Nathan, let me give you a 10-minute highlight of Trafford. And let me give you a 10-minute highlight of Donnarumma.
That, you see, compilations are not the eye test.
No. I'm saying
we are talking.
You people gave us compilation. You brought us Apuma Baruso and he came to blast our balls away. Please. Don't bring compilation. Onana, your friend.
Oh, as for Onana.
As for Anthony and the lights. Onana.
Nathan, this season.
Yes. Okay,
we saw Trafford against Tottenham. We saw Trafford against.
What happened?
We saw Trafford.
What happened in that game?
Oh no, take your time.
No, when we saw him, what happened? Tell us what happened.
Nathan, he faced.
Ray, don't mind.
Achiabeshi. No, Achiabeshi goalkeeper.
Don't mind. No, I've turned off Kelvin's mic.
Nathan.
I've turned off Kelvin's mic. He can't say anything.
Do you know the mistake?
What? You talk to me. What is the mistake?
They are looking at City's last 2 games and writing Trafford off.
But what should be our measure?
Okay.
What should be our measure?
But wait. When a goalkeeper keeps 29 clean sheets in the championship,
okay,
compared to your Donnarumma, who we all know was playing in the Farmers League. See the level of the championship. I can put it at the same. Oh, take your time. No, wait. Do you know the French League?
Yes.
The French League one. The French League one.
It's equivalent.
If I plug PSG and I put them in the championship, that is French League one.
That is a very unfair thing to say.
The championship in England, I can equate you to the.
You cannot say that the championship is not equal to
if
French
I pick
League
championship teams and I put them in French League One, they win the league every season.
It's a lie.
It's
a lie.
Ray, I'm coming.
It's a lie.
Which championship team will you take?
We were here when PSG line up all the Premier League teams and send them out of the Champions League. What are you saying?
Which ones?
Ray, you say
Arsenal went.
Ray,
Aston Villa went.
If you
Liverpool went.
The Ligue is bad.
They beat.
How is it that
they didn't completely dominate those teams?
How is it that?
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
You win one leg, I win one leg. You win one leg.
Which leg? Which leg?
I win one leg.
Which leg?
PSG beat Arsenal over 2 legs.
It was only
PSG beat
Liverpool.
They lost 1-0 at home. 1-0 away.
Head to head.
What about Villa?
And then
Aston Villa, they beat them.
They beat Villa 1. Villa beat them 1.
At the end of the day, the accumulation.
PSG beat them 1.
They sent them home. They sent them home.
It was only Arsenal that they beat completely.
Yeah, see. Now he wants to.
No, you see that? I'm saying that.
Yes, I'm listening.
If I pick the French League One,
yes,
and I take the English Championship,
yes,
Nathan, the Championship is more competitive than the French League One.
And you think that a Championship team will be able to win the Ligue 1?
Nathan, let me take Sheffield United. Send them to France.
They'll get relegated.
Oh, come on.
I'm telling you.
Come on.
Come on. Sheffield.
Sheffield
United.
Which teams in France?
They will get absolutely relegated.
Paris Saint-Germain are playing in one team league.
Sheffield United cannot beat Monaco. They cannot beat Lille.
Nathan,
they cannot beat
I'm telling you that.
Strasbourg. They can't even beat Paris FC.
This argument you are doing, let's wait. Donnarumma will start for City. First game, we'll watch him. I'm sure
if he starts his first game against United. Yes, the derby.
When Cunha and Bruno
they are playing with your less attack too.
No, they attack that waste chances.
Which attack? Which attack are you talking about?
James Trafford today.
The one Sheshko is leading.
If you ask me to pick a goalkeeper,
you pick James Trafford.
Trafford is a better shot stopper Donnarumma. Any day. Any day.
Raymond Yamado.
Oh, stop. But we've seen Trafford.
Okay. So let me ask you a question.
He's a better player with the ball.
Let me ask you a question. So which goalkeepers are ahead of Trafford?
Currently?
Yes.
Oh, well, I think I'll still put the Liverpool keeper and Raya ahead of him.
So Alisson and Raya.
Yeah, I'll put Raya.
Only those two.
Raya. Yeah,
Matzels.
What about Nottingham Forest? Matzels.
He's ahead. He's ahead.
Possibly.
Don't say possibly. He's ahead.
You know, then, I may add him.
And then Chelsea, Sanchez.
Oh, no. What's Sanchez? We are talking about.
Okay, what about Aston Villa's Martinez?
No, which one? The free agent?
Martinez.
Is he free or he's still
at Villa?
No, so he's extended.
But he's on the bench.
He's extended now.
So Martinez.
That sort of attitude, me if I'm his coach, you sit on the bench and rot. Not even Carabao Cup.
Martinez, no. Trafford stands tall. And you see, all of you should take your time. When Trafford finally displaces Donnarumma in post, you give me my stone.
No problem. We are all here. Michael, do you want to give us concluding thoughts? Michael is mute. Okay, sorry. I muted him. Michael, please go on.
I wanted to add one more to Raymond. Is he aware Donnarumma has a better pass accuracy than Trafford from last season's statistics?
Benny don't pass the ball.
Ray, shouldn't that now be a concern for Man City?
No.
So when he came to a team who expect him to pass the ball, did you see he gave the ball away?
No.
Didn't he give the ball away?
Let me tell you what. He left Man City for Burnley.
That is true.
Good. He knew how to do all of those things.
And he started giving the ball away.
And then
Burnley don't use that arsenal that he has.
Okay, and but he's back in the club.
Being an excellent passer of the ball, short and long.
But he's back in the club.
Of course, and that's
where
what
that happens.
He's applying it.
We saw him against Spurs.
Oh, come on, Nathan. You've seen the boy play only 3 games. Only 3. Leave the boy.
All right.
But wait, Donnarumma, does he pass? Have you seen Donnarumma give an assist before?
Does Trafford have an assist to his name?
Oh, Nathan.
Unless you can find it. I mean,
I've seen Ederson. No, wait.
What is this?
Wait.
Wait.
I'm saying that he has that in his repertoire of skills to provide assists.
To provide the assist.
Yes.
No problem. He has an entire Premier League season.
It's not that when you catch the ball, then you are looking for a player to throw the ball to.
Hold on. Ray.
Proper pass.
James Trafford has the entire season to prove to everybody, including himself and Pep Guardiola, that he can do the job.
Just wait. This Donnarumma. You people are making Donnarumma sound like. Did you see him play against Chelsea? When Cole was opening him up like fish, like a can of fish. Wasn't Cole? What was his name? Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer was opening up rough.
Tell me how many goalkeepers in that situation would save
James Trafford.
Trafford.
Finesse is
would save
when you finesse the ball.
Finesse.
See, when you finesse the ball, James Trafford.
Michael Asabed is almost falling off his chair. In sheer incredulity.
Last season, because I was doing business in the championship, I watched all the championship games. Finesse the ball.
I saw every single
finesse the
clip
ball.
of
Finesse
every
the
weekend.
ball. Finesse the ball. And Trafford will be there to remove it with his finger.
There was a game Burnley played. I can't remember. Towards the end of it must have been in the.
And you watched Trafford perform in that game?
I'm coming. No, he was beaten by a brilliant finesse shot from range.
Oh, that time it's a different game.
No, it's a different game.
It's a different game.
Michael Asaibedu is in stitches. He cannot believe Raymond Yamado right now.
Nathan, there is an exclusive. Yes, there is an exclusive coming in.
Yes.
Thomas Partey is not having his court hearing today. It has been moved to the 15th of September. The case has been moved from the Central Criminal Court to Southwark Crown Court. So this is an exclusive coming from Ferguson. Yes, Ferguson. He's a former, mate and colleague at Focus FM KNUST. He's currently in UK. So he sent us a video, and then I'm sure Ayamga and the rest of the social media team will get it shortly, and then they'll post it for all of us to see. So that is the latest coming in from the UK. So Partey's case is going to be held on the 15th of September. So at least he can quickly join the Black Stars, and then from the Central Court, the next destination or the next hearing will be had at the Southwark Crown Court. So
Southwark Crown Court.
So that is the latest.
Thank you so much. So listeners, you heard it here first. Thomas Partey's court case has been moved to the 15th of September. Earlier, a caller wanted details So the caller who wanted details on Thomas Partey's case, that is the update. The court case has been moved to the 15th of September. So Partey can now think fully about the Black Stars, and when the games are done, he'll be able to go back and deal with this matter. The court case has been moved to the 15th of September. So it's been a very active window. As I said at the top of the discussion, over £3 billion spent by the clubs. Okay, £3 billion spent by the clubs in England on players moving in and out and all. Michael, I don't know if you have any concluding thoughts. I don't know which other deals caught your attention quickly before we wrap it up this morning.
Oh, it has to do with a deal that failed, and there are two. Mark Gay to Liverpool. I think he's a player playing his best kind of football. Unfortunately, he could not get his dream move. I think it had to do with some power play and some trust from Oliver Glasner that if Gay was told he was going to quit the Crystal Palace job. But I think that it is very disheartening that he didn't get the move now. But he still has some 6 months ahead of him. I think if he plays well enough, he will have the opportunity to maybe join Liverpool in the winter transfer window, or perhaps he could still be on the radar of some of the top clubs. And don't forget, if it's in January, he can sign a pre-contract with a foreign club. And we all know the teams outside who are in need of defenders. Barca need a defender. Madrid could still look at him because they've not sorted their central defensive issues. There are a few clubs who might be interested. So I think he should just keep on playing, and maybe hopefully he will get a better deal than he was supposed to in the last summer transfer. And then for Tyreek George, he's also a player who would have enjoyed working under Marco Silva. Marco Silva has the knack for bringing the best out of the youngsters. Joshua King is now playing for Fulham. He's doing similar with Ryan Sessegnon. And I think Tyreek George would have enjoyed working with Marco Silva at Fulham, where he would have gotten more opportunities than he would currently at Chelsea. It's only heartbreaking that he did not get that £22 million move still. And unfortunately, he has to still be on the periphery at Chelsea. These are the two deals I think should have happened, and I'm hurt that they did not.
Well, we'll see how the rest of the season plays out. On the Margay thing, my take is that I think Liverpool need to still have conversations with Palace and figure out something. If they can maybe agree a fee ahead of next season, or maybe they can think of a January deal. I don't know, but we'll see how it goes. But Kelvin, you have more updates.
So yes, just like I spoke about Thomas Partey. Partey is in Ghana. He's joined the team.
Okay.
So yes, all those who had any fears of Thomas not joining, he's joined the team. So it means that he's moving to Chad with the team, and that is pretty much good news for us, because yes, if Partey is in the team, we see how the team has lots of fluidity and then dynamism, and then he can work things out better in the midfield for us. So thankfully, yes, Thomas is in the Black Stars, and then all other players are expected to be part of the team. So we are supposed to fly to that is Chad with a full set of players. So I think this is good enough. Good news for the Black Stars. Michael Asaibodu, somebody will beat you and do. You cannot type the caption in your head saying, "Don't let people come and attack us." You.
Anyway, other moves before we leave. Rasmus Højlund is going to Napoli on loan. Anthony has left Man United, £21.65 million after.
But people, that player will be a hit, man. You.
What?
The Højlund is going to be a hit.
That's okay. In Italy, that's fine. Yeah. Even that, let's see what he does at Napoli, though. I've seen, I've read some quotes, not quotes per se, but there's a story saying that Højlund was very determined to fight for his place, and he was quite surprised that United chose Šeško over him. So yeah, we wait to see what will happen.
The 2 games United, the 3 games United played, Højlund would have at least backed the goal.
That's your guy. That's your player. Did I not tell you that it was a very strong? There was a very strong possibility he could go the entire season and not score a goal. I told you. You said it was impossible.
Sesko is looking like.
Anyway, other moves.
Ousmane Ouamadou.
Ben Chilwell is gone to Strasbourg. That's a very interesting one. Chelsea's cousins in France, they've moved him there. Julio Enciso is also gone there as well. So those are some very interesting moves. Jakob Kivior is gone to Porto on loan. And Cyril Dessers. Guys, remember Cyril Dessers? Yeah, Nigerian, plays for Rangers. He's gone to Panathinaikos on loan. No, not on loan. A permanent deal. I've mentioned Tariq Lamptey. So he's also gone. Other moves as well. So very active window in England. The players moving about and all. We wait to see what all of this will mean for the coming season. But that's how I wrap it up this morning on the Sporty Breakfast. Many, many thanks for tuning in. I did this with Raymond Yamado, who is supporting James Trafford. Yeah.
The boy's good.
Kelvin Owusu joined us. Michael Asaibedu joined us from Kumasi. Many shouts to my production team, Immortal and Angela, Emmanuel Ayamga on social, Fly on the stream, and Fidelis, my DJ, giving us the music. Many thanks to you for tuning in and for calling. This has been the Sporty Breakfast on Sporty FM. We are Sporty FM, the voice of sport, 106.1, Ghana's first premier and exclusive all-sport radio station. There's the news at midday, the Sporty Plug at 12:30. Sporty Drive will be on at 4. Be on the lookout. There's a very interesting announcement that will be made, a national announcement that will be made at 4 p.m. today. I'm picking up some hints that some announcements will be made at 4 p.m. So be on the lookout for that. But keep your dials locked on Sporty FM. We'll catch you later. Enjoy your day.
You're locked onto Sporty 106.1 FM in Accra, 91.3 FM.